one step at a time, but today presents a glorious opportunity against Antonio Conte and the reigning Scudetto champions Napoli. We're going to be back with plenty more in just a second. Well, after a Matchday 1 slip-up to Cremonese, Max Allegri's Milan, they are back on track. They've won their last 3 league games, all without conceding a goal and matching the club's best run for 5 years. Today, they welcome the Italian champions who've had a perfect start to their title defence to San Siro for the marquee match of the weekend, maybe the season so far. Good to have you with us, everybody. I'm Poppy Miller, alongside Matteo Bonetti, Mike Grella and Marco Messina. We are so excited for this game, aren't we, Matteo? If Milan are Scudetto contenders?
That's wonderfully phrased. That's exactly what's going to happen today. Milan haven't really had a test like this all season long. Okay, they got results against Udinese and Bologna. These are teams that in the past Milan would struggle with, right? When you look at last season, why did Milan finish 9th? They dominated Inter in all their meetings. They beat them almost every time. It's because they squandered points against provincial teams, mid-table teams, teams they should have beaten. And this has been a long time that this has been an issue. This is a character issue. There were no leaders behind the scenes. Now things have changed. Modric and Allegri have made a massive difference. I saw a team that is fighting for each other, that is working harder off the ball than in any time I can remember in the last 15 years, genuinely.
As you can see, there's enthusiasm back for Milan fans, right? That's the feeling. Even Curva Sud today is going to be back at San Siro, which I think is a massive thing for them. That's what Allegri's brought to this team. And I think last year we were harsh on Milan. And I think the reason why we're harsh is because we knew their potential. We knew the talent within the squad was better than where they finished, that they should minimum be in the Champions League, but for me, be even fighting for a Scudetto. They've been more clever. They are self-aware now. And I think that this match, I said it before, but it's going to be Napoli's toughest test in the Serie A because of Milan's style, and the style is what makes the fight because Napoli don't like to play against that team, but also for the amount of injuries that they're facing at this moment, especially defensively. It's going to be a huge challenge, but a huge opportunity for Milan.
You have a shot to beat the big bullies, right? You only get so many. I don't know if they get another shot at home against the injured Napoli side. We're looking at the back line now. They're a little bit all over the place. I don't know if you get a better chance. You have Leao back in the roster, obviously going to be coming from the bench most likely. This is a massive opportunity for Milan to really show, hey, we're here for real. Try to keep a clean sheet, try to be dangerous in both boxes. I think this is a great, what a test for Allegri today.
And what a luxury as well for Milan with no European football, and it comes in a week where it's a back-to-back Champions League week for Napoli as well. Let's take a look at the starting lineups then for Max Allegri, Pulisic and Jimenez up top.
Yeah, absolutely. So Modric and Salamakers have been the highest rated players on our statistical database in all of Serie A, not just Milan. They've been brilliant for Milan. Huge opportunity for Santi Jimenez, because you think if he keeps on missing huge chances, okay, he scored a tap-in the Coppa Italia, but he's had 7 big chances missed so far in Serie A. Pulisic has been brilliant, playing in this new role where he's more central, floating around the main man. Estupinian's finally playing at a higher level in the last few games. And this back three, Pavlovic, Gabi, and Tomori, statistically, Marco, what did you tell me? That the XG against is the highest in the top 5 European leagues. Unbelievable. This is Allegri 101. We know about the Cortomuso, that he's happy to win games by a narrow margin. This defense is finally not conceding.
Well, speaking of Max Allegri, here he is speaking before the match, and you're going to translate for us, Matteo.
Yeah, I'll give the Americans at the desk a bit of a break here. Where are we at? Where are you,
Allora,
Allegri?
mister, la prima cosa che le volevamo chiedere
Hi, mister.
da
The
questo
first
suo
thing I wanted to
ritorno
ask
al
you,
Milan, che cos'è stata la cosa principale
what's
su
the
cui è dovuto intervenire?
first thing that you
per
wanted to
gettare le
change
basi
when
di
you
questa nuova
arrived
stagione?
to this club in the summer?
Non è che sono dovuto intervenire, abbiamo
I
iniziato
didn't
un
have to
lavoro, un
intervene, but we
percorso, siamo
started to
solamente
work
all'inizio.
since the
Speriamo di fare una
beginning
bella annata.
to try to have a
C'è
good
stato un
season.
aspetto, il gioco, l'ambiente, che cos'è
Has there been
stata la
something
prima
about the
cosa
play, the
a cui ha preso
ambiance,
a cuore?
and anything that you
Ho
felt passionate
trovato
about?
un gruppo di ragazzi
I found a group of
vogliosi di fare,
players that
sono
really
messi a
had the will
disposizione,
to
un ambiente
work hard,
predisposto a cercare di fare una buona annata.
and again to just try to have a good
In America c'è
season.
sempre, come anche in Italia, il discorso dell'obiettivo.
What's the
Il suo
objective
obiettivo e con la
What's your
squadra per questa
objective
stagione, che cos'è?
for the next season?
L'obiettivo è quello di cercare di tornare in
The
Champions.
objective is to get back to the Champions League,
Un passo dopo passo, stasera è un
step
altro
by
passo
step,
importante.
and tonight is another important
Tatticamente questa
step
partita,
towards our
secondo lei,
objective.
qual è la zona, al di là tutte sono importanti, però c'è una zona in cui secondo lei potete oggi più vincere?
Is there a zone in which you
Non lo
think
so,
you have a
bisogna
better
giocare
chance of
una partita
winning
tatticamente
today?
intelligente, di
We have to
buona
do
tecnica.
a tactically important game, tactically intelligent game.
Per goderci anche a noi al meglio.
Is there anything else
questa
you can give
partita?
Ma non lo
us
so,
just
perché
so we
poi
can
le
enjoy
partite
this game
iniziano,
more?
poi si sviluppano in un modo,
Oh,
quindi
you know,
bisogna
these
essere bravi
games
a
start, but then they
interpretarle.
change during the course of the game,
Bocca al lupo.
and we thank him. So nothing, groundbreaking that we didn't know from Allegri, but I think the message here is clear that he's come in and he's made this team tactically intelligent. He's made them more organized. This team is working harder off the ball. And the reality is, this guy's won everything there is to win in Serie A many times. The managers they had last season, experiments. Not even close to hanging on the coattails of Allegri.
It's the one-man show today, Matteo.
Well done,
Lineup,
Matteo. I'm proud of you.
translation. He's come ready for school today.
You have to watch it though in the break, though, is the only thing.
He even
Besides
gave
that,
the
it's good.
inflections, the way he said it.
He's got his phone on the desk right there, so ChatGPT right there.
That's why
I
he got
used
his
AI.
Google phone just in time for the translation.
Kate Scott, watch out. I can do this.
I don't know if you want to go
Try
there.
this too.
Oh, Matteo.
Just in one other language, though.
Yeah. Flawlessly, though.
Well done.
What would you give very quickly a grade to Max Allegri so far for Milan?
It was one of the only decisions that Grella and I and Matteo and I have all agreed on unanimously, is we all said Allegri should be the coach of Milan for the understanding of the club, for even the way that he answers questions in the interview like that. He's just understanding the team, but his characteristics, his team's characteristics fit him. Allegri has always been good as a man manager to get the most out of a squad, and he needed to improve them defensively. So far, I would give him an A. It's a passing grade, but there's still so much to do.
Okay, what about Napoli then, Grella? Let's have a look at their starting lineup, because as Matteo was saying, this has changed a lot over the last 48 hours.
Yeah, De Bruyne there in the midfield was the guy that we all wanted to see and see what he was. Is he still hungry? Is he going to be fit? Can he play? And he scored 2 goals. He's the leading goal scorer on the season. He's been really good. That midfield 3 is fantastic, by the way. So good that they had to move McTominay, MVP of the league last season, to the left. He'll come inside, though, and he creates a lot of numbers. Politano will stay out wide. Di Lorenzo adds actually a fifth number into that midfield because he'll go central in there as well. The big talking point is the back three next to Di Lorenzo. Marianucci, Juan Jesus, and Gutierrez on the side. We haven't seen a lot of them, and we certainly haven't seen them together. Hoyland had a really good introduction in Serie A, scoring in his first game, which was really positive, but the question is that left back and the two center backs for today.
Yeah, especially given the fact that they've got Sporting coming up in the Champions League on Wednesday. Can Milan capitalise on what's a really busy week for the Partenopei? Stay with us. We're going to take a closer look at Milan's impactful duo who have quickly become the centrepiece of this Milan attack. Christian Pulisic and Luka Modric up next.
Pulisic walks into the 11 as long as he's healthy. He's on a different level. Just the quality that he has with the ball at his feet. I've said it before, but he almost looks like he's floating. He's a coach's dream to have. He just always wants to win. He's so competitive.
Pulisic, Estupinian first time, and it was Orca Pulisic goes in. Christian Pulisic pouncing on the chance of 4-2. And Pulisic coming from behind to win it back. It's clean. It's Fofana. Rabiot into Pulisic.
Twice about it. He's playing so confidently.
And he's unstoppable at the moment, Christian Pulisic. 5 goals across all competitions, and we're still in September.
Since joining from Chelsea, Christian Pulisic has scored and contributed so much in Serie A. 44 goals in the league. You can see 26 and 18 assists, which was tied for the most entering the matchday with Lautaro. And in matchday 4 against Udinese, he scored his 3rd career Serie A brace, bringing his tally to 5 goals in 6 matches in all competitions this season. He scored 37 goals overall in all competitions with Milan. And here is Captain America catching up with our very own Nigel Reo-Coker.
Christian, you had a great season last season. Now obviously a new manager, Allegri. How have you found him and what he's trying to implement in this Milan side?
Yeah, I think he's done a good job of kind of, just bringing a little bit of solidity to the team. I think we've been defending really well. We found a good system that's working, and yeah, we're finding ways to score goals. So I think it's been a good start.
You seem relaxed. You see good aura about yourself. Looking forward to today's game. Where do you see as a weakness or how you guys can win the game today against this Napoli side?
Yeah, I mean, we know the quality of players that they have, but we also know that I think we have good attacking players, and we can hurt them if we continue to play well and find the spaces. So I think it's going to be a good match.
Good luck for the game today.
Thank you very much.
Not Nigel with the awkward at the end of the interview.
Also, they're similar heights.
No, I think he had something wrapped on his hand, though, Pulisic. I think he's injured.
Hand problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of a hand problem.
Nothing
so
Nigel won't
wrapped
fix
up.
with a firm handshake.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Nigel going in for a strong? He's got a strong hand.
Nigel's always like one of those.
Obviously for Christian, though, Tony, you've probably seen him play more than most throughout his career, and especially even at Milan. Think back to the last 2 seasons, how many managers he's played under. Are we seeing the best edition of Christian Pulisic right now, do you think?
We're seeing a really good addition. I don't know if we classify it as the best, right? It's only been a couple games, but we got really good signs of that he's continues to grow as a player, and I think that's what we want to remember. He took off the summer, and we had him on our airwaves here, and he talked about the decision to take off. It was about building for Milan first and then getting ready for a World Cup, right? And he said, I want to be at my peak when I get to the start of the season. So far, that's what we've gotten out of him.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was cool yesterday to see. We had Alessandro Del Piero on, and we spoke to him about Pulisic. We had Loftus-Cheek as well earlier in the week on Morning Footy speaking to him. And the way that he had a perception about him when he came from being an American going into Europe, and how he's been able to just completely break that narrative and turn up in the big games. Because that was another thing that I saw. People say, oh, no, he doesn't turn up in the big games. He could score in the small ones. I saw Christian Pulisic that anytime the going got tough last year, he was the one that he didn't have to scream. He didn't have to yell at the squad. He did it by actions on the pitch. And that's what you love to see in any sort of player. So to see his growth, to see him become a pillar and a foundation, especially being an Italian-American, it's really cool to me to see him flourish and become one of the mainstays of this Milan side.
Yeah, it's not only the different managers that he's had to play under, though, Grella, it's the different players as well. And Luka Modric, one in particular, that he looks like he's thriving with.
Pulisic is thriving with Modric, you're saying?
Yeah,
I mean, it's hard. Modric makes everyone around him better, right? Better off the field, on the field as well. And then, yeah, like Pulisic, the thing is, too, is different managers, different formations, different country. It doesn't matter. The kid's a winner. He wins everywhere he goes. The humbleness sometimes kills him because, like, if he was just outspoken and said, I am the best. I'm the best. I'm dominating this league, because he is, right? Then probably, you know, more fans would be like, oh, like, what a story, whatever. But because he's so humble, it just seems like it underrates what he does. But what he does is he's a star. I mean, it's simple as that. He scores in the big moments against the Liverpools, against everyone. So he's a high-quality player, humble as can be. Really happy to see him doing well.
Yeah, Christian Pulisic has the joy of playing with Luka Modric. Our very own Nigel Riacocco used to play against Luka Modric, and he had the chance to catch up with him at Milanello. Take a listen.
Going now, the moment they've all been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. Luka Modric has arrived.
I'm not a journalist, so I'm an ex-player like you, so, you know, you can be relaxed.
Okay, I'll try.
Conversation. I know, listen, I'm privileged to be able to be asked to come and do this with you. Absolutely. Luka, absolutely amazing for you to join us today. Now, obviously, I was fortunate to play against you a few times. The score is 5-1. We don't need to tell anyone who won 5-1. What would you say is your greatest strength on the football pitch?
Maybe this is the better question for others, because for me to talk about myself, I don't like to. But I think my mentality, I don't want to say this or this, you know, it will maybe look a bit pretentious.
You don't have to say it, but I'll say it for you. You are one of the greatest ever midfielders to play the game. You are what you call an all-round midfielder. One of the great attributes I feel you have is your first touch. You can do everything on a football pitch, and I'm sure with the experience that you've got, you're adding a lot of advice to the younger players.
Thank you very much for your words. It's a pleasure to hear it, and I really appreciate it.
The fans and everyone wants to know, why Serie A and why Milan?
When I was a kid, I always followed the Italian league. At the time was one of the best, if not the best league in the world. My favorite team growing up was Milan, because the guy who played there was Zvonimir Boban, who was my idol, and these are the reasons why I choose Italy and especially Milan.
And there he is, Luka Modric! This game needed something special.
this season, what's the goal and ambition, would you say, for Milan?
We are getting better. There is many young players in the team. We need to go game by game, training by training, and try to grow as a team, get better, each of us, and hopefully bring back Milan where it belongs.
A player that's big in America, obviously, Christian Pulisic. You've trained with him a few times now and played with him. What's your thoughts on Pulisic and the potential that he has?
Christian is a great guy, first of all. As a football player, his potential is huge, but he's a player already. He demonstrated for such a long period already, like in Dortmund, after in Chelsea. Now he's doing it well in Milan. He's very skillful, quick, understands football well, and it's a joy to play with him.
Have you been teaching him Croatian?
Yeah, but I think he played with some Croatian players, and I think he learned some words. Probably not for the camera. Yeah, like always.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
Footballers always do that. Whenever you play with foreign players, you ask for the bad words first, so you can use it on the pitch.
Yeah, it's true. That's why so far we didn't try to speak much, but maybe in future I try to learn him some better words.
Into Pulisic! A talismanic performance from Christian Pulisic tonight.
You've got a big game coming this weekend, facing Napoli. What's the mood and atmosphere like in the camp?
Yeah, it's a big game coming, the games that we all like to play, and the atmosphere is perfect. We are in positive way. We won few games in a row, and we are looking forward for the game. We are in good moment. Hopefully we will continue and to do the same way that we did last few games, and hopefully have great game and hopefully to win.
What's the beauty routine? I need to know, because you still look like you're 16 when we played against each other. So you at least give me the secret to the beauty routine.
No, there is no secret. I cannot tell you one thing, and this is the why. There is so many things needs to put together, and but the most is love for the game and to continue sacrifice yourself and not to be satisfied what you did and to look back, hey, I did this and I did it. In football, you know, you need to always prove yourself, no matter how big you are, what you did, but you always have to continue proving yourself, and this is how I'm thinking, and probably because of this, I'm still on this level.
It's been an absolute honor and pleasure to sit here and speak to you, Luka.
Thank you.
Good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
And it was 5-1 to me, not him.
We all believe you. Nige, he's waiting for us. Here he is at San Siro.
5 tackles?
5 slide tackles, I'm
sure.
sure.
Hold on, wait. Before we even start, let me give you a little fist bump. There you go. You got your little fist bump.
Nige, was it nice to go on a trip down memory lane there with Luka?
Fantastic. Honestly, Poppy, he's a player that plays for just the love of the game. And when you sit there and listen to him talk about football, you know, the journey that he's had, where he's been, we talk about footballers and the different motivations. He's just motivated by just a love of the game, just wants to play, wants to continue to play, wants to continue to get better. You set high standards, he wants to continue to reach those high standards. It really was a great conversation that we had.
So did he give you the beauty routine off camera?
No, he didn't give me the beauty routine off camera, but we had some great conversations. He's just so youthful, he takes care of himself. He's the ultimate professional, wants to keep going, doesn't mind criticism, wants to get better. We had conversation about this next generation of football players and how they're growing up and what they're going through. It was just, honestly, I could have sat there and talked for hours with him, but obviously I was under a time limit.
Nige, how do you see the game going today with all the things happening? Obviously, Napoli lineup came out with 3 major changes, 3 guys who haven't played together in the back line. How do you see it going today?
I think it's going to be very interesting. We interviewed some players, talked to a few players. I think with Milan, Napoli see them as they're going to try and build out the back. So Napoli know that that's their style, and they're going to try to be a bit aggressive from the intel that we got, that they might try and press high against them and win the ball high. Obviously, we saw the Allegri interview, and I think that he's got a game plan, but he also wants to see just how the game changes. If the game changes, if he needs to do things in-game tactically to change things.
Nigel, you're starting to feel the energy. We had you about an hour ago. The stadium was empty, but now it looks like it's filling up a little bit. Tell us about San Siro a little bit.
Yeah, the San Siro is amazing, Tony. Steeped in history. The fans are starting to come in now, and the atmosphere is slowly building up. Before they were coming in, there was loud bangs outside, so a lot of going on. It's a really big game today. It really has that big game energy feel about it. Both teams, you'd probably say a lot at stake, but I think that there's definitely more pressure on Milan than there is for Napoli for me. Without being in Europe, a club that's steeped in history and winning, I think that there's a lot of pressure on them today to really get a result, to see where they are in the Scudetto race.
A real opportunity, isn't it, Nige, for them to make a statement. Thanks so much. We'll be back with you very shortly.
Poppy, hold on.
Sorry.
I've got a pop quiz quickly for Marco. Marco, you've been to a beautiful place in Croatia, right?
Uh-huh.
Zabra?
No, Zabra. Zadar.
Zadar?
Zadar.
Zagbar. Okay, Zagbar. Well, there is a connection between Zagbar and AC Milan. Obviously, Luka Modric is from there, one of the most famous people from there. Can you work out the other connections that's connected to this Milan side?
That's connected to this Milan side? I don't know, is Boban? Is Boban from there?
Nope.
Well,
I will tell you, Marco. Christian Pulisic, his grandfather's from there, hence the name Pulisic. Zlatan Ibrahimovic's mother was from there as well.
Wait,
as
from
Luka
where?
Modric.
From where? What was the place again?
So, Zagbar.
Is that?
Zagbar.
I think that's in Qatar.
See that?
Are they from Qatar? Can we get some?
Zagbar. But there's one more person that's connected there, Marco. Could you work it out?
I don't know. Who is it? Is it Milanello behind you?
It's definitely not Milanello behind me, but it's the man that signs your check, Pete Radovic, also with the footballing connection. All from there.
Well, that one I knew. Oh, this is funny.
Marco, you
didn't say his name,
He's
did
not going
you?
to get invited back next year after that.
Wait, where's, hold on, Nigel, where's Pete Radovic from?
I will be back.
No, not you, Nige. Marco.
Yeah, it's time to go, Poppy, to break, isn't it?
I think it is. I think it is. If your trivia is complete, then yeah, we'll see you very soon. Marco, how could you not get that trivia
I didn't know
right?
Pete Radovic is connected to Milan.
I made a new friend.
That one.
Oh, I hope you enjoyed your last trip there. Looks like you won't be back this summer. Good to see you, Nige. And Milan, hello. Well, from one legendary midfielder, we were talking about Luka Modric, to another Kevin De Bruyne. As we mentioned, a huge opportunity today for Napoli to extend their lead at the top of the table. We'll talk more about Conte's team in just a second. Welcome back, everybody. Well, Napoli, they're unbeaten in 19 of their 21 Serie A away matches, which includes 11 clean sheets. But could the Partenopei remain defensively sound today with the likes of Buongiorno out, a couple of others as well that are a real big loss for Conte's defence? This Napoli team, Marco, it feels like they picked up exactly where they left off last season. They're at the top of the table with a perfect record so far. How concerned are you, though, today with the misses?
I am. And it's not just the misses. I also am looking at the goals that they're conceded that I don't think I saw as much last year, the way that they've dealt with crosses and corner kicks, just some of those moments that I think the Napoli of old would have been more contained in, right? And I think they're still trying to figure out his best 11. He's tried to put all of these great midfielders together. There are times where you need to go with the 4-3-3, and some of the new guys like Noah Lang we haven't seen get on the pitch as well. So I still think it's a work in progress for this team. Of course, they go in as favorites. Of course, they've added incredible quality. But as we've seen from many teams across Europe, sometimes it takes time to get to that elite level. One thing that you can't count Napoli out for, and I think everybody learned a nice lesson last year, is that this team will fight. Even if they don't play the best of football at times, they never give up. They're always within a match, and whatever they can't match on the pitch, playing-wise, they'll match in their intensity and making it difficult for you. So that's what you have to bet on with this Napoli.
Was that a concern for you, Grella, coming into the season, that after winning the Scudetto and after reaching the heights of Italian football, that they wouldn't have that same bite and the same desire because Conte asks so much of his team, or are you unsurprised by this?
It's something that happens to Conte teams for sure. They get tired at the end. I interviewed Barella when we first started covering Serie A, and Conte had just left, and he was like, I love him, he's a great guy. He goes, but thank God he's gone. I couldn't do another year of the demands of what it takes, but I think year two early, still a lot to play for. Champions League football, a lot of good players in the team for sure. Conte, Marco's right about that. He will demand that they match, that they have big intensity today and big energy. That's no question about it. But their success comes through defending, right? Last year they conceded the least amount of goals. They're hard to play against. So I'm worried about the back line today because that's not the back line that we see usually the level of Napoli. So the defending a little bit what their strength is, we have our questions. Then, of course, in the attacking third, they get guys in the box. They put Di Lorenzo into the midfield. McTominay, he's listed up on the left midfield spot. He'll come inside as well. They put a lot of balls in the box, and then they compete. They're physically powerful, and they'll compete for it. So, and I'm worried about the three center backs of Milan, as I always am. So we'll see what the game has today, but I think it's a big opportunity for Milan. I think that when you look at the players that they have, Modric, Pulisic, Leao on the bench, Rabiot, even who just showed up, had a fantastic game the first week. I think they have better players in the attack that can hurt today, and we'll see. The other big note for me that is Antonio Conte's been there now. Last season, they won the Scudettos together. He's had more time to work with the team. Allegri has only just shown up, and he said himself it's going to take some time.
How do you feel, Tones? What do you think? What version of Napoli will we see today? Are they the favourites for you in this game still, even though they're away?
I think they still are. Look, you built a team that could win a Scudetto. You did that. Now you start to build for Champions League because you've got other competitions to deal with. So the depth is always going to be tested at some point. So today you're tested in two places in the back. Jesus, I'm not so worried about, right? He took them through the end of the year last year. Older defenders, been around Serie A forever, isn't going to be in awe of Milan, right? Because he's been in big games before. And he took them, what, a dozen games at the end of the year last year when Buongiorno was injured and all of that. So he's dealing with this again. I think if you're going to be great, at some point you're going to miss players, and other guys have to step up. Today, it just happens to be two guys that don't have any appearances this year in Serie A, at least starting appearances. So that's a bit of an issue. If you're Milan, you got to take advantage of it. And I think Salamakers, who's been good so far this season, has a real opportunity down that right-hand side of the field. I wonder what Allegri is thinking. Is that the guy that we go pick on early in the game? I don't know. It's going to be an interesting battle.
Yeah. A lot of interesting battles all over the pitch. Let's go back out to San Siro to Nigel Reo-Coker. Nigel, how do you see Napoli today?
I think it's interesting. Like I said, there's more pressure on Milan being a home side as well. That plays into it. The psychology of football, good managers and coaches will let you know that when there's a difference in how you approach a game at home and how you approach a game away from home. Milan are probably under more emphasis to go after them. The fans are starting to believe again. It's a new adventure under Allegri. So for me, Napoli could really just play their usual way, tough to beat, resilient, and try and get a result and frustrate this Milan side and quiet in the San Siro.
How do you see it going then? What's your score prediction?
It's going to be a tight game. It definitely is going to be tough. I just feel that for me, Napoli are just going to be too resilient. I think Napoli will end up getting this away win today.
Okay, thanks, Nige. Enjoy your first match at San Siro. We'll see you shortly. Don't get hit by the sprinklers behind you. Thanks so much. All right, more to come after
that
the
was
break.
short and sweet, isn't it?
Always from you. Just like him.
Less than 10 minutes to go until kickoff. Stay with us. Much more from the build-up to San Siro in just a second.
This is their chance to restore themselves back at the top of Italy's top table.
Salamaca's across, and there he is, Luka Modric!
Now Napoli are back top of the league.
Napoli have every reason to believe that they could want to win this Scudetto.
Now Wayland to make it 2!
It's a terrific performance from Napoli.
Welcome back, everybody. Just a couple of minutes to go until kickoff from San Siro. Grell, you were just having a look at the odds, right? Were you surprised to see Milan today as such heavy favourites?
Milan minus 120, so they're the favourites. And in Napoli to win away from home, like Nigel thinks is going to happen, is plus 360 or something like that. So there's a gap there in what Vegas thinks and what people think that are going to happen here today. So that's how big the chance is here for Milan. You just don't know yet. It's still early. They haven't been tested, and they're playing against an Antonio Conte side that will be well drilled. They understand exactly where they need to be, the different phases of play, when to press, when to fall back. So that's a big piece of it as well. They're good on set pieces. So I see personally a draw in this one, but the bookies have Milan as pretty substantial favorites in this.
I'm really excited to see tactically how do both of these coaches approach this match, because for me it's fascinating the sides that we could see. Napoli in the past have struggled versus low blocks, right? That's one thing that's hurt them, and they need some magic moments in the end. One thing that Conte was working on with this new team throughout preseason was trying to press opponents, press them a little bit more than what they did in the past. Milan struggle when you press them, especially that back line. So I want to see the dynamics if that's Conte's strategy to try to win this game.
Yeah, really good point. Let's go back out to San Siro one final time because Nigel wants to be back with us again. He's missing us too much already. Nigel, the Curva Sud is full today. What an atmosphere it must be over there.
Oh, look at it. It's party time at the San Siro there. Let there be light, Poppy. Looking forward to this now. The atmosphere is really starting to build there. It is a bit of a clash of the titans today. And I guess we're going to learn a lot more about this Serie A title race from this game today. Looking forward to it so much.
Yeah, we are too, Nige. Thanks so much. Enjoy the first half. Tony, quick prediction from you?
Yeah, I think Milan has a real opportunity today, and I think I'm betting more with my heart, Milan.
You are? Okay. All right, you're with the bookies as well then. Stay with us. More to come after the break. We're going to get you out to San Siro for kickoff for the marquee match. It's Milan and Napoli, two potential Scudetto contenders going head-to-head today in Serie A's Matchday 5.
Welcome to those watching on Paramount Plus on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and the CBS Sports Golazo YouTube channel. If you're watching on the Golazo Network or on YouTube, you will get treated to a watch-along for this huge Serie A match here in Matchday 5 as Milan entertain Napoli. Alongside Matteo Bonetti, I'm Chris Whittingham as we welcome you to San Siro, the venue for an early season top-of-the-table clash between first and fourth in the league. Coming into this one, Milan very much needing to rebuild after a season in which they finished 8th out of Europe, but in some ways that does set the table for them to put their full focus in Serie A. And over their last 3 matches, they have performed fantastically well, including a 3-0 win against Udinese last time out. But if Milan are to prove that they are contenders for this Scudetto, they will have to show it today against the likes of Napoli, last season's champions. Matteo Bonetti is alongside me. Matteo, how are you seeing this contest?
The first massive test for Milan. There's a different air around San Siro. The excitement is palpable. The addition of Luka Modric has done so much more than just what you see over 90 minutes on the pitch. Max Allegri coming in has made the team organized, but this is a massive test. They've beaten Bologna, they've beaten Udinese. That's fine. Those are mid-table teams. Those are teams that aren't fighting for the Scudetto. Napoli is the Scudetto favorite, and they're coming to town to see just what Milan is all about. It's star-studded in a sold-out San Siro. The atmosphere feels electric, like a cup final. It doesn't get any more exciting than this. If Napoli win, they're all alone, top of the table, the only team with a perfect record. If Milan win, they go tied for first alongside Napoli and Roma. There's so many interesting tactical battles here today. The most interesting perhaps is on the Napoli side though, Chris, in the defense especially. We'll get into that during the game, but just to make it short right now, the top 3 defenders for Napoli all out. No Rachmani, no Buongiorno, and no Sam Bokuma, who was expected to start according to the Italian media. Instead, it is a debut for Marianucci at center back, who was brought over from Empoli. It is a debut for Miguel Gutierrez, the left back who can push forward, who was brought over for Girona during the summer. And João Jesus, experienced veteran, will help to steer this makeshift backline that has never played together, not this particular 4. Rafael Leao still on the bench, but he is fit enough to come in. He's missed the first few weeks of the season through injury. What a match this is going to be, Chris.
We saw Jared Leto in the stand earlier alongside Zlatan Ibrahimovic, one of the key figures at Milan, as the players walk out into the arena. Milan with a huge opportunity ahead of them, but in recent seasons, those opportunities have not been taken by the Rossoneri. Massimiliano Allegri's side, though, not just winning games, which is what he promises, but playing very good football as they entertain a Napoli side who have won their last 4 matches, have gone 16 unbeaten in Serie A dating back to last season, but not quite dominating in their last match against Pisa, having to grind out results on the eve of this massive contest in Serie A. Luka Modric there in the center of your frame, off to a brilliant start to the campaign. Allegri and Conte, a pair of managers well familiar with one another. No surprise, talking up their opponents as the favorites in the game and the favorites to win the Scudetto, and the side with the better squad. Very much love to play the role of underdog, those top coaches for these 2 clubs. Napoli enter as the reigning champions, but now enter another week in which they'll play in Europe. This, though, the team for Milan, who only have Coppa Italia as a potential distraction, and it is just the one change from this side from their match against Udinese in Serie A. Mike Maignan started in midweek and starts once again in goal for Milan.
Salamakers and Modric have been the two highest-rated players in Serie A with our statistical metrics. Chris, and I think the eye test confirms that. Jimenez, what a huge chance that is. He's had more big missed chances in Serie A than anyone else in the league. Pulisic has been absolutely brilliant floating around him, and Luka Modric, as you'd expect, the difference this man has made behind the scenes, a figure for the rest of the squad to respect. On the field, he's playing like he's in his mid-20s. He's still running around for a full 90 minutes, intercepting passes, providing his wonderful technique, his vision. What an absolute leader he's been on and off the pitch. Everyone who's trained with him cannot believe that he is 40 years old. He's defying the laws of physics. Age is just a number when it comes to Croatian.
Daniele Chifi is in charge of this one. The referee and the two captains, Mike Maignan and Giovanni Di Lorenzo. Di Lorenzo will miss that Champions League match in midweek after picking up a red card in the first match of the Champions League against Manchester City. There is Chifi with Meli and Alassio as his two assistants. And in case any decisions require further examination in the VAR room, Valerio Marini will take a look at those controversial moments in the match. Meanwhile, for Napoli manager Antonio Conte, it is a slew of changes from their last match against Pisa on Monday night. Marianucci, Juan Jesus, and Miguel Gutierrez all come into that back four. Anguissa and Lobotka come back into that midfield.
There's four central midfielders out on the pitch, and you got to fit them all in together. Lobotka's always going to hold, but Anguissa, De Bruyne, and McTominay, along with Politano, all attack and can overload the final third. Rasmus Højlund got off to a great start in his first match for Napoli.
Now, for those of you watching on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and YouTube channel, we'll now join the watch-along with Poppy Miller, Tony Meola, Marco Messina, and Mike Grella. Guys, take it away.
Yes, Chris, Matteo, thank you so much. Welcome along, everybody. Good to have you with us. Poppy, Tony, Grella, and Marco. We are so excited. It's Matchday 5 in Serie A and a huge one between two potential Scudetto contenders. Just before kickoff, predictions, boys? Go on, Marco, start us off.
You're not going to like my prediction. I think Milan's not going to lose. Can I get away with that?
Yeah. So win or draw for Milan?
You don't like that? Milan's not going to lose. I don't see Milan losing this game. I'll go with the tie.
Tie.
I'll go with the tie. But I wouldn't be surprised if Milan win.
Grell?
Yeah, it's a really tricky one for me. I've been thinking about this all last night and this morning, and I can't come to a conclusion, which makes me feel like it's going to probably be a draw. I think Napoli has the obvious weakness in the new players today, and I think that Milan have their kinks that they still need to work out. They haven't been tested yet, so I got like a 1-1, 2-2 draw, I think, in this one.
All right, same boat as Marco then. Tones, how about you?
Yeah, I told you in the pregame, I was betting with my heart a little bit, or at least picking with my heart. Milan, I think there's a really good energy around this group. They're at home. We saw Nige in the stadium a little bit earlier, and you could hear, you could feel the energy in the stadium. So hopefully they can build on that. But I'm with these guys. I still think from a Milan standpoint, as much as we talked in the pregame about defensively for Napoli and the changes, it's still scattered a little bit, Poppy, for me with Milan's defense. So they're going to get tested today.
Pop, what about you? And in the meantime, the comments, they got to let us know on YouTube if you're
Yes.
watching live who's going to win, why they're going to win.
Yeah.
Pop, what do you think?
Yeah, 'cause
you predicted, you're the only one here that said Milan will win the Scudetto.
Yeah, and I was feeling a bit silly as well after match day 1, after Milan's loss, but now they've come back, they've found their form again, and obviously been on a really good run lately. I think I'm going to go with a draw though today, and I still think a draw would be a really good result for Milan. I think a draw would be good for both of them, to be honest, with Napoli's injuries, with the Champions League match midweek as well. So I could see that happening.
For Napoli, it draws a great result.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, she picked Milan when she was in Europe, half-hammered on a bottle of
That was a sangria talking in Marbella.
That's not true.
There's not a lot of analytical.
That's not true, actually.
It's not a crazy. I think that's.
Bill,
it's
you
a good
also have
prediction.
Milan in your top 3.
Yeah, I do.
I It's not that far off.
I have Inter and Napoli split, and then I have this Milan in third. They scared me against Cremonese.
Who did you have fourth?
Juventus.
Juve. So I think I had it reversed.
Yeah,
I think I had Juve ahead of Milan in this one. And, for me, I think it's a little scared from last year, what I saw. And but Allegri's come in and done a really good job. So, look, today, right, it's not a derby, I get it, but it has that kind of intensity to it, right, based on where they are in the standings and what they're trying to build both clubs. So we'll see how they go. Good ball by Pulisic to himself.
Does he keep it in? Wow, he kept it in.
So good.
Going up against Gutierrez. Oh, my God, he misses
goodbye.
Oh, yeah.
1-0 Milan. Oh, my Salamakers. You called Salamakers. God.
What were you saying, Grella?
Pulisic.
Pulisic. Hey, we were saying about Milan. I told you this Milan is strong, guys. This Milan is strong.
How about the first touch from
Milan
Pulisic?
is strong.
How about the
Gutierrez
first
is still
touch?
sliding. Salamakers. Mateo's going to go crazy.
And how about the vision at the back post to find Salamakers when he's got guys in the middle?
Madonna.
That was a perfect start.
We needed this.
Wow.
That was an unbelievable start.
Wow.
That the game needed.
Christian.
Maron.
Is that past Gutierrez? It is. Oh.
No, I think
Is that Di Lorenzo?
That's Mario Nucci.
Look at the ball he plays.
Mario Nucci.
Look at the ball he plays from
Nucci,
here.
You're right.
Look at the vision in the ball. What a ball.
Also, we were talking about Napoli and their defensive troubles.
Why
not a good start.
With Bukama? Why not with Bukama?
What a start.
We're going to show the goal for everybody in the comment section. It's coming up.
Great build-up, Tony.
Wow.
Do you guys have the game in your ear?
But you know, you're blaming Marinucci here, but Marinucci is at midfield. You still need to be able to come back and defend. Look at now, Jesus doesn't go near. He's waiting like, why doesn't he go and attack the ball? Pulisic, but the vision, huh?
Mario Ciucci, Tony.
God, look, it's still Milan.
No, young player. Listen, difficult moment. Pulisic turned the knife in there. He really tested him early. And Milan, again, look at the start now, all over them again. And my issue has always been, for all those, Grella doesn't like Napoli. It's not that. It's just they've done always the bare minimum to win games. And seeing Milan have this start to the game with the players that they have, with the way they're approaching this game, the way there's the response, even 5 minutes in after the game, that they have the possession of the football that they're pushing. To me, that's the football what it should be. Going for the second goal, going for the third goal, playing some good stuff, asking questions, being clever. There's game management, but also making you want to buy the ticket to watch the game. You know what I mean? And this is such a firecracker start for this one.
Marco, you were just saying as well before the game how good it is to see the Curva back at San Siro. I mean, they've been in for a treat this first 5 minutes.
You're nothing without your fans. And hearing I've always said, San Siro's the best stadium when it's packed. When it's packed, it's unbelievable. When it's not, then it feels old, it feels empty. To see them back is absolutely massive for Milan. You need your fans on your side. So you could just feel, I said it before, there's a different energy around Milan. There just is from last year. The fans are excited. The media around the team are excited. They're playing good football. Look at the way that they started this match. Look at Modric now. I mean, they look like they're the ones, the reigning Scudetto champions. Not Napoli, and I know it's only 5 minutes in, but they've started this game to perfection. And this is why I was nervous about Napoli. It's why I said it's going to be Napoli's toughest game in Serie A this season because of the injuries, but also because of the way that Milan match up to this squad.
Some people on the desk said the Scudetto race was over after week 3. That's what some people were saying.
Who said that?
When Juventus were dropping, when Juventus won a couple of games, and then it was. I'm not going to name names.
Go on.
I'm not going to name names, but there was a couple people in the back room that said the Scudetto race is over. It's Napoli's. It doesn't look like it to me right now, where I'm sitting right now. It doesn't look like it after the first 6 minutes of this game. But I've been wrong. I was wrong last year. I'll probably be wrong again. But it doesn't look like the race is over.
But Christian.
He looks good today, doesn't he? Look sharp. The thing for Milan as well is I think last season ended on such a disappointment because of no Champions League, no European football.
What a ball.
And now it seems...
That's
Where are you going?
Now it seems
Tony and I away from each other.
Right, Grell? That all that is kind of behind them, and now the new season started. The focus is entirely on Serie A domestically.
Yeah, the objective's clear, right? There's no swapping and changing. I mean, we're not seeing Bokama for Napoli today because Antonio Conte is worried about the Champions League game against Sporting, right? So, okay, that makes Napoli substantially weaker in this game. And we just saw Mario Nucci, who is Bokama's replacement, get absolutely blown away by Pulisic. So, yeah, when you're managing European competitions, especially Champions League, it's more. It's difficult. And that was how Napoli was able to win also last season was focusing on one competition.
Which is one of the reasons I picked them to win this season, if you want another one of my reasonings for it.
Oh, look how we changed it.
You're the best.
Also,
Only took you 5 years to realize.
The comments want to know. They said, which Muppet said that the game is over in 3 games? Name
names, Grella. Come on. When have you ever been scared?
They want you to get
I
fired.
throw my colleagues under the bus.
Was it someone on this desk or someone behind the scenes?
I was out week 3, Poppy. I wasn't here. I'm good.
There was a lot of people that felt it was over after week 3. Scudetto, a long way to go. Obviously, this is unbelievable, exciting moments, exciting game. To be...
Look at Salamakers. He's still going.
To be sitting here at this moment in year 5 of us covering it and not knowing there's like probably 4 or 5 teams. I mean, you could probably sneak Roma in there. They've won every game to clean sheet. They've only conceded. Roma have only conceded 1 goal, by the way. So to say that there's 5 teams potentially in there is incredible. There's no other league, maybe ever, that had 5 teams that sort of are in the conversation.
Well, we went an entire 4 years, right, with a different Scudetto winner in 4 years before we had a back-to-back champion, with Napoli finally winning again their second in 3 seasons, then into 1. So there's been such a mix at the top of the table.
Nobody's able to go back-to-back. I said it before, but 15 years in Serie A, there's only 1 team that's gone back-to-back. Juventus went back-to-back. Besides that, it's proven that it's harder to regain the title, and for us, that's the most interesting thing. You know, of course, there's great teams and great leagues, but I want to watch a game where I don't know what's going to happen. If you already know what's going to happen, you can enjoy tactically, you can enjoy some of the talents, but I need to wake up every day and say, I don't know if Napoli's going to win today. I don't know if this team is going to win, even if they are better. So we've been blessed in Serie A. Even some of the smaller teams, even teams like Pisa, they could cause trouble. So that's one thing for sure about Serie A. And this year, I think Milan could take inspiration from what Napoli did last year without being in European football, where they were able to surprise a lot of teams. Other teams were focused on different things like Inter were. The only issue with Milan is that they still have to go up and knock Napoli down. And Napoli is not like Inter last year that will try to grab all the trophies. If Conte sees at a certain point, he'll go all in on the Scudetto if he has to make sure he wins that.
We just had Nick on YouTube say that the Serie A title is a marathon, not a sprint, in reference to your Matchday 3, Grella, comment being over.
Yeah, I'm the one who said it was not over. I'm the one who said it was nowhere near being over. I'm agreeing with Nick, was his name?
Yep, Nick.
I'm agreeing with Nick.
Tony, there's a comment here from Christian. He says, Pulisic is Milan's best player. As our resident Milan fan, what do you think about that?
He's playing the best right now. Well, you know, now that I say that out loud, that's a good ball here. Easy save in the end for Magnan at that near post position well. Even though I say that, yeah, let's look at this play here. McTominay. Oof, that's a good save in traffic. You still look at some of the performances. We talked about Modric, right? We've spoken about Salamakers and what he's been like. There's been some really good performances, but I think there's, if you want to tell me Pulisic, if anyone wants to convince me he's been the best player, good, he's been the best player. I'm fine with that. But there's been other guys that have been good as well in this side that have also helped him get to the point where he is right now. But he just continues to improve. And I still go back to the interview we did with him at Call One You Want. He was getting bashed in the summer. And he said, look, I did all of this to get ready for Milan season and then ultimately be ready for the World Cup. And it's kind of playing out the way that he talked about it, right? The way that he envisioned it in his head. And you know, still people are not going to be happy with his decision, but in the end, this was his plan. And we said then, we say now, okay, so when the season starts, you got to step up, right? And that's what he's doing.
Could you see that from both sides, Tony? Obviously, that decision was controversial, wasn't it? You can understand Christian's reasoning, but then also understand why the US fans were upset about the decision.
Look, I said it to him on like I'm not in his shoes. I could never judge him and why he wants to take it. To me, I always said I wouldn't be the guy taking off. I didn't have that chance, if you will. I didn't have that decision to make. I wasn't good enough to say, okay, I'm going to leave this summer and not play because I'm always worried about the next one. But he made a decision, and I said then, and I stick to it now. And I know some of the guys that I played with on the national team, some guys that came after me didn't necessarily agree with that sentiment, but he made a decision for himself, right? And now he's living up to at least what he said he did it for.
Yeah. It does show how comfortable he felt with the US team and his position with the new manager coming in and knowing that he'd still be a big part of Pochettino's plans, being the captain of the team. It also, though, Grella, adds a lot of pressure to Christian, doesn't it, to make that decision to then follow it up with an outstanding season?
I think that he doesn't feel the pressure anymore. I think that he's proven it, right? He's won a Champions League with Chelsea. Okay, maybe he was not a big part of that in the playing perspective, but experience-wise, had a fantastic season his first season at Milan, fantastic season his second season. I think he's at a state where he doesn't have anything to prove. He scored Champions League goals. He scored important goals.
Wouldn't you feel pressure if you said no to international duty because you wanted to have a great season? You wouldn't have any impact? No?
I think that he was smart enough to understand that he needed a break. I think nobody knows what's going on in your head. Well, certainly not your head, but nobody knows.
Bring me into it.
Nobody knows what's going on in your life, in your head, in your heart, in your energy levels. You know what I mean? Yeah. Nowadays, these fitness trainers think they could strap you with something and tell you exactly how many steps you need to go. I don't necessarily believe that, but he knew he needed a break. He probably sat down with the people closest to him. Right, you would imagine his support system, whether that be his girlfriend or his parents or people that are very important to him, and they probably all sat down and agreed, hey, listen, this is the best decision for us. You've got to respect that. So I think that if you make a decision based on things that are important to you, and you know you're making the right decision, why would there be any pressure? He believes in himself, his quality. He is this first goal here.
That's crazy.
And
this ball here,
that's crazy.
This ball is
whether
incredible.
you think he's the best player on Milan or not, it actually doesn't matter. He's the most reliable player on Milan. That's for sure. I mean, you could make the argument that Leao has a higher ceiling than him, probably. Like Leao on his day is just like, you know, your mouth drops. But when is Leao on his day? Like once in a blue moon. It's like me on the golf course. Like it's like you don't know what's going to happen.
You at work.
Or me, yeah. So, or you at work, right?
So you can't use my joke back on me, Grell. That's actually illegal.
I just did it.
We have another good comment.
Another ball lost from Napoli.
In the comments section.
Yo, get Marco some tissues before this game ends.
Who do you think is going to have a better season, Pulisic or Kevin De Bruyne?
Pulisic.
Oh, sorry, Modric. Sorry, I've read the wrong person. Modric or Kevin De Bruyne in the midfield.
I had to mix those two names up.
Because we were talking about Pulisic, and then I glanced down. Grella made me lose my train of thought.
So which one is it, Modric or?
Yeah, Modric or De Bruyne right now.
Wait, Modric or De Bruyne or Modric and Pulisic?
Modric or De Bruyne.
Oh, it's Modric.
Modric?
Modric for sure.
I'm not so quick to that answer.
You said Modric?
Modric, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could see Kevin De Bruyne continuing to have a great time here in Napoli. That's a tough one. I think you're for me, you're splitting hairs with that one. Two incredible players, leaders, winners. They do everything. There's nothing on the soccer field that they can't do. There's no pass that they can't make. They score goals. They're not goal scorers, but they can score goals. They create assists. They play balls that open up defenses. Like, they have a little bit of everything. I think Luka Modric's advantage is he's playing from deeper areas.
Mommy.
I know.
Right?
They might win it back. They might win it back.
From deeper areas.
Pavlovic gave away the ball, and then Napoli gave it right back to him.
Pavlovic earned the corner, Grella.
Imagine when you have possession of the ball, you give it to the other player so you could tackle him to get it back.
There's been some guys that have done that, right? The push and tackle.
I've played with too many of them.
Napoli have been really bad defending corners so far this season. They've been really bad at it. And now they lost their best center backs. That's a problem with Buongiorno. Buongiorno is an amazing defender. I think he's missed 100 days for Napoli. That's a lot. To miss another month.
Yeah, that's part of the conversation we had about Pulisic, right? The reliability. And when you're a young player, you probably don't understand it that much. I never did. You'd always think, oh, well, I play really well in training and I can do these things. I have all these tools. But the manager will pick the team based on who he can rely on, right? Who's going to have a good performance 7 out of 10 times, not the guy that's going to have 1 out of 10. So that's an important aspect. And, yeah, Buongiorno's missed a ton.
Oh, my God.
Woo!
Pavlovic almost got it.
I mean, Grella, you were talking last
All
week
Milan.
How you hate when we show graphics, but that one of Modric's passes really was incredible, wasn't it? How many direct passes he made forward, and I think of all hundreds of them, he missed 2 in an entire game, which spoke volumes.
It's actually a real honor that we get to watch him play at Milan, and in a game like this, of this magnitude. I think another important question, the question to answer before, the De Bruyne question or the Modric one.
Oh, my God, another minute.
All the players that retire from football, they all say, oh, well, I could have kept playing. It was just the recovery time that was so difficult, right? You can't play a game every 3 games when you get to that age. It's very difficult. He's not going to have to. He's going to have the whole week to recover. And also, he's Luka Modric, so they're going to give him whatever he needs to be able to get him back to 100% or close to 100% on the weekend. So I think it's very possible he's going to have a really good season, maybe even better than Kevin De Bruyne. But I will say we get a treat that we get to watch players like this in Italy. I think you can throw his age out the window. This guy's a real professional. He looks fit. He still covers a ton of ground. Some of his passing, like his marquee passing with the outside of his foot. I mean, he's a real joy.
I mean, it's crazy, isn't it, to think that he's 40. What were you doing when you were 40, Grella?
I'm not 40 yet, Bob.
Oh,
You're not 40?
Are you not? I thought it was last year.
You're not 40?
Well, I think you kind of answered the question, Pop.
Pop, you're right. Pop, you're right behind me.
She's definitely not right.
You're no spring chicken, okay?
There's no way you guys are close in age.
10 years apart
We're in
is
the
close
same
in
decade.
age to Grella.
In the same decade.
We're 7 years apart. 7 years apart.
What are you, 39?
38.
38.
Yeah.
Well, Pop, you got your answer.
Do you know who I'm missing? I'm missing Nige. Last time he did the watch along, he brought the cheese, the wine. It was a real feast, wasn't it?
Meanwhile,
And then he sent CBS the bill. Yeah, don't let him fool you.
Meanwhile, half of us didn't know we were doing a watch along. Poppy today was trying to get out of it. Tony and I yesterday on air were like, all right, I guess we're doing this.
It's my favorite time. Let's see if we've
Napoli's
got any more
losing
questions,
so many
shall we?
balls. I've never seen Napoli lose this many balls in the midfield.
Poppy's like, I'm a little
They have no
tired. Can I
control.
not do the halftime?
They have no control of this game.
Well, I feel a little tired right now.
That's not true.
Pull someone else in for the halftime.
Christian said Pulisic is AC Milan's best player. We kind of spoke about that, but you boys really agree, right? Definitely the most consistent.
89% voted.
What is that? What's the question there?
Has Christian Pulisic been Milan's most effective player this season? 89% of our viewers on YouTube
Come on, La Bocca.
said yes.
Oh, you're rooting for
11% said
Napoli?
no.
Yeah. I want a good game.
Where's this guy
I want
been?
a
Did
good
this
game.
guy
Juventus
just join the
fan.
YouTube or what?
I want a good game.
You're a Juventus fan. So why
want-
can't you just root for a good game for both teams?
Not for okay.
You're
Milan got their
openly
goal. I
rooting
want
for
Napoli
Napoli.
to get their goal. I'm a big
Yeah,
fan
no, you're
of-
not even a Napoli fan.
I'm a big fan of Antonio Conte.
He's an Antonio Conte.
I
big
get
fan
it.
of Antonio Conte.
So root for Antonio Conte when you see him on screen.
I'll do, like in the words of Grella, I'll do whatever I want.
Oh, Maron.
I'm the one who said Milan is an outside shot to win the Scudetto.
You changed.
I'm good for you.
No, remember when Marco picked Napoli last season, halfway through the season, and we gave him credit for picking it on match day
But
one?
he picked Inter in reality. Listen, Marco, what is that saying? Marco fishes with a grenade. Obviously, you say 1,000 things, you're going to get one right. Yeah, that's how Marco does it. Last year, he picked 3 Scudetto winners. One of them is going to hit.
You think your
I thought you
Lazio
only
prediction's
picked-
ever going to come true after your first year?
When they got second, I was actually surprised. They actually saved my face a
Before
little
the
bit.
Mercato ended, I said that I thought Inter were going to win coming into the season. Then on the last day of the market, they signed Lukaku and McTominay. So of course then I said Napoli are going to win the league.
When did they ask you to make the prediction for the year?
We did both.
Oh, you did?
We did both. I asked
Depends what
myself.
week it was, Tony.
Yeah.
Marco, if you could only wear one jersey for the rest of your life, what would
Italy.
it be?
The Italian national team.
No,
Thank
club-
you. Next question.
club-
I answered the
club
question.
team.
Palermo.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're Palermo.
Okay.
I don't like jerseys. You like that answer?
Still,
he's dodging
still a
this.
bit of a cop-out.
Palermo
but-
just got knocked out in the Coppa Italia, huh?
Yeah, they're going to win.
Shame.
They're going to win
Napoli
Serie B though.
fans up in the upper.
They're going to win Serie B. People Inzaghi is perfect for that.
Hey, we got a bit of Tony love on the stream. Nick said, hey, Tony, don't sell yourself short. I remember you playing so well for USA in '94.
Oh, thanks, Nick. I appreciate it.
3 World Cups, by the way. In
Crazy.
case these youngsters watching have
3
no
World
idea what's
Cups.
going on.
Tony's a legend.
These youngsters right now, they're on their iPad.
Their iPhone.
3 World Cups.
Wow.
We didn't.
No
There were
joke.
there were no iPads back then. I can guarantee you. I think 2 of those World Cups are in color. The other one's in black and white.
No, it wasn't really, was it?
No.
Pop.
That's a good one.
Yo, we know your
harder than
age.
that one,
Stop
Pop.
trying to act like you're so young.
I don't know. The pictures you showed me, even, Grella, when you were playing, look a bit dodge.
Tony, is there any goalkeeper that reminds you of yourself? You ever you cover so many leagues?
Goalkeepers that remind me of myself. That's a good question. I'm trying to think of current goalkeepers. a Ter Stegen maybe type goalkeeper. I wouldn't say Magnon, but athletic like Magnon. But I think he's a guy that in this day and age is different. No one catches nearly as many balls as they used to. With the new technology in the balls, I think it makes it a little bit difficult. There's more knuckleballs, but that kind of goalkeeper, one of the only reasons I think I would have been really successful in this day and age, and I hate saying this to you, is because I was so good with my feet.
Really?
Yeah, it was my biggest strength. I mean, I played with my feet way before people were playing with their feet. But it wasn't valued back then. It wasn't a thing that was really important. And in this day and age, the game has changed for goalkeepers. I still think the best goalkeepers, the best thing they do is keep the ball out of the net. The playing with their feet is different. But I think I would have made my way because I was so good with my feet. I was if I was ahead of anything in the game, it was that part of the game.
So you think, what team do you think you could have played for? Do you think you could have made like a Guardiola type team?
Well, I mean, you're talking Man City. You're talking best teams in the world. But as far as what he demands of goalkeeper, I think I could have done that for sure. But I mean, this would have been the team I would have wanted to play for.
Milan.
There's two teams I wanted to play for my whole life: Milan and Boca Juniors. I was a Boca fan my whole life.
I didn't know that about you.
Yeah, it's two teams. Those are the two teams I always wanted to play. I tried and I tried and I tried. I told you, this week sometime at some point the issues about me getting an Italian passport. I tried forever. I did everything. Some things that I probably can't even tell you that I did, right? La busta.
That didn't work?
No, it didn't work.
How did it not work? You didn't put enough.
No,
yeah. The busta is, Bob.
Yeah, okay.
Shouldn't work.
No. But I tried forever. But the way the passports were back then, my mom had my dad had already become an American citizen way before my sister was born. But when my sister was born, my mom was still an Italian citizen. So my sister could become an Italian citizen at any point in her life. She never wanted to play in Serie A, so it really didn't matter, right? But by the time I was born 4 years later, my mom had already become an American citizen, and you had to renounce your Italian citizenship at the time. So when I was born, my two parents were actually American citizens. So I fought forever to get it. Embassies here in the U.S., in Avellino, in New York, I used to go almost every other month. And I talked to the mayor of Avellino. We did everything we could
nothing?
do. It killed me, yeah. Only because I wanted to give it a shot. It would have been difficult because the thing that people don't remember is when I played, there were only 3 foreigners on the team. So to think a goalkeeper would be one of the foreigners that you would take was almost virtually impossible, right, to have. So it was tough. But yeah, I mean, you just make the best of what you got, and that's it. But those would have been my 2 dream teams for sure.
Why didn't Boca happen?
The busta was a little light, cuz. Let's tell the truth.
For sure.
The busta in Italy, if it was big enough, it would have got the job done.
It was double what they told me I had to put in the busta.
Should have been
Just
triple.
for the record, if
you missed the message. Should have been triple.
Dupio, I thought it meant double, but then it means triple.
What about Boca?
Boca, the fans I had a cousin that was a Boca fan, and in his house he had an old black and white picture of Boca of a game he went to. A lot of Italians in Argentina, so he grew up in Argentina. So he had this picture at the house, and I started to learn about the history of the club, and I became a Boca fan. So it was very hard, though, to find. I could watch Serie A games. My friend, one of my best friends, Rob Arena, had this satellite dish in his front yard, the 13-foot satellite dish. That's where I watched Serie A games, over his house. But to find games when you occasionally found one, it was unbelievable to watch the fans in La Bombonera.
Did you ever come close to it? Was there ever a possibility?
No, I had my first offer in South America was at Medellin. And the U.S. Soccer wouldn't let me go because I didn't know about the issues going on in Colombia at the time. And then the second one was at Botafogo. And that was going to be done by aided by a big soda company. They were the sponsor there, and they were going to pay it was a mess. But then U.S. Soccer said, we're going to,
what a ball. What a ball. From
the other side.
Oh my gosh, huge chance.
Fofana. That's a crazy chance.
Yeah, those were the only 2 South American South American sides that I had the chance to go to.
If River Plate made you an offer, would you go?
It depends on the money. If Inter made me offer, no, I wouldn't have gone.
No, you wouldn't go?
Let's have a look at this. We're going to show the replay.
What a ball from
Pulisic,
Christian.
you said,
Christian gave
threaded
the
the ball through.
Yeah.
Here it comes.
Fofana, his game is opened up now with Modric on the field, but Pulisic, what a incredible ball again.
It's actually the perfect game for Milan. They score their goal, now they can sit back and hit out on counters and run into space. It's exactly what Allegri wanted.
I think for me there is like, this is not an easy chance. I mean, you got to hit the target, right? You have to hit either the near post or the far post because he spills it. There's a Milan player on the back post there. I think it might be Salamakers again who's on the counter with him. So they tell you to hit those across the goalkeeper. So even if worst case scenario he spills it across the box or whatever, but at the very least you gotta hit the target because that's a huge opportunity there.
You see moments like this, right? When you give a corner kick away when you shouldn't. There's a shout for a foul on Estupinian.
Before we get to the corner, let's just show another comment that we've had because this is about the Ballon d'Or, which has been a huge topic, a bit off topic. But if the Ballon d'Or wasn't voted by journalists, how do you think the voting process should be? This is an interesting question because obviously it's criticised sometimes, isn't it, how you get to the outcome of the voting? How would you like to see it done, Grell?
I don't know. Honestly, I'm not trying to be funny when I say this. I think we should just use common sense and pick the best player. You know, like Dembele with no. And I don't want to take anything away from everyone. Obviously, he won it, right? Fine, they voted on it. I don't even know actually exactly how it works, but he took him like 9 months to score a goal in the season before this. You know what I mean? And by the way, PSG is pretty good. Vitinha was having like 300 passes a game. I'm not saying he should have won it, but like there was other characters in that changing room. Kvaratskhelia, they do great business in the January transfer window to bring him in. Dembele, Doué might have been more dangerous than him in the final games, right? So, not to take anything away from him, but when you watch the best players in the world, the only guy that's made my jaw hit the ground was Yamal. When I was just like, this guy's on another planet, and he's not, by the way, gonna match the goals and the assists that Messi and Ronaldo have. He's not going to be anywhere near that. He's a different kind of player. He's a little deeper. He's a little further away from goal. He's probably not as quick as those two. But, my God, when you watch a football game, I'm talking about the way he makes you feel, the way he makes you want to buy the ticket, that to me is the guy. So if guys got together and said, or a group of people got together and said,
what they do, the journalists.
This is the no. I think they get together and say, oh, who won the Champions League this year? Oh, how many goals did they score?
You think they look too much at stats and competition?
Yeah. Watch the football.
Well,
watch
the reality is then you should have picked Rafinha over Lamel if you're going to watch stats.
You can't just go on stats.
What do you mean over Dembele?
No, over Yamal. His stats were better than Yamal.
But I think they do pick up based on stats.
Not everybody.
It's a combination.
Scottish journalists picked McTominay as the #1 for Ballon d'Or. People pick with their emotions. That's the reality of it. The way you see a game and the way I see, I would love Vitinha. For me, Vitinha winning, he's the player that I enjoyed watching maybe more than anyone after Yamal. But if you choose somebody that won the Champions League or at least went to the Champions League final, I would have loved to see Vitinha. Vitinha's never going to get chosen. Donnarumma, a goalkeeper. They're never going to choose a goalkeeper. That's the reality of the
journalist. He was the only one in the 30. He was the only goalkeeper in the final 30.
He was 9, right?
Is that what he ended up 9? Something like that? Yeah.
I mean, Vitinha, speaking of trophies, 5 trophies he won in that year from where they were measuring it.
Oh!
Christian!
Another one!
What a ball by
I told you this.
How about
Milan,
Pavlovic? How about Pavlovic Bastoni over there, huh? That's what he did.
I can't get
your Scudetto prediction looks real good right now. There's no way Milan was going to lose this game. There was no way.
What a day for
There was
Christian.
no way. Napoli's getting torn apart on the counter. Oh, my God. For me, I'm not surprised.
What a goal, huh?
For me, this is things catching up to you. We knew last season, lowest point total in 14 years to win the Scudetto, 82 points. Didn't score a lot of goals. Didn't inspire.
Look at Pavlovic.
Defended.
Look at this is Bastoni.
That's Pavlovic.
This is Bastoni.
Yeah. What a little layoff pass, too, by the way. Unselfishness to recognize him coming
Fofana.
there.
The writing was on the wall.
Took a deflection.
You know, Christian, by the way, what a conversation we had about Christian before the game to get the goal and the assist.
This guy's incredible.
Anyone wants to talk bad about Christian, you don't have a leg to stand on.
Napoli, a team that has been getting figured out now a little bit in the season. Got figured out against Cagliari. Got figured out all last season. Down the stretch, let's just call a spade a spade. And again, I'm okay with taking some heat over this from the Napoli fans again. Inter gave them the Scudetto. They didn't win the Scudetto. Inter gave them the Scudetto. And they are not doing enough still to this season. Now that we see with Champions League football, they have to be changed. And
But they got a perfect record, Grella.
Against
They won
Cagliari,
4-4 coming into the game.
Against Cagliari, they scored with 10 seconds left in the game. This is the goal that we're replaying here.
Modric just so.
With the back three here, you're able to see Pavlovic go forward. Now, he tumbles his way in here. I don't know how he gets in there so easy. Very uncharacteristic of Napoli. And then
Not this season.
It's just bang, bang. And Pulisic obviously smelling where this ball is going to end up and it has the technique to finish it and on flames. What a dream start for Milan. But
it's not uncharacteristic of this season, though. Napoli's been defending really poor. They've been defending real poor so far. It's today, obviously, it's different because they have Gutierrez, who hasn't played since April. Marianucci's getting his first start. Juan Jesus, of course, very experienced, but hasn't been playing as regular as the rest of the guys. But even when Napoli's had their starters, even when they've had Rachmani, even when they had Buongiorno, even when they had Buchema, they've not been defending well. They've been getting themselves into crazy situations. I said it even on the coverage of the Pisa game. It was not recognizable to me. Yes, they were scoring, but they're conceding more than I was expecting. So not a good start to the season for Napoli. Really not a good start.
The ball by Pavlovic, too.
The ball was fantastic.
He looked back like a winger to cut it back. There was a slight deflection on the shot here. It's a great deflection, Poppy, by the way.
Yeah,
What a game we have.
really good. I mean, Conte, he had his hands tied in some ways with the defence today because of the injuries, but were you concerned coming into the season, Marco? Because you would see Buchema come in and you think, okay, this is a positive reinforcement, isn't it? But it just hasn't worked out that way. Is it a concern long-term for you, or do you think it'll come together?
Not coming into the season, no. Coming into the season, I didn't have that concern. It's after I started watching the first couple of matches, and I said, okay, I haven't seen them not be attentive in these ways, and Antonio Conte is going to kill them in the locker room right now. He's going to go absolutely after them because he doesn't like conceding one goal, let alone two in a first half. You would think that they had the best defense in all of Europe last year. Then they added one of the best defenders. I'm wondering if it's the balance of the squad because he played 4-3-3 most of last season, or he will go to 3-5-2. Now he's added the one extra midfielder. They lack spark, especially on the wing. Does he have to go back to 4-3-3 and give Noah Lang a little bit more ability? Does this ruin their balance?
He hasn't latched on to Noah Lang just yet, has he?
He said that he comes from a place that doesn't have very high expectations, and the level is different than the pressure that is there in Napoli, and he needs to learn that level.
We're wrong about something else in the pregame. No surprise. We said that Antonio Conte's team we know one thing for sure, that they'll always compete. Well, they're getting out-competed here every step of the way. Milan are chasing balls. Their press after loss is incredible. Their recognition of, hey, we're not getting the ball back. We're going to go back and get into our shape now has been incredible. And this is what Allegri brings. And never forget, Allegri is one of the top managers in the world and one of the top in Italy that we've seen in a very long time. And so this first half has been perfect. Is it over yet? Absolutely not. But Milan look inspired the way they're playing. If I'm a manager and my team is playing like this for me, I know that my messaging is correct. I know that they're fighting for me. I mean, Jimenez, Pulisic, all these guys are being so ratty over the football. I mean, Modric.
Look at that tackle.
Modric has been everywhere winning balls. So
they've come out in a different gear, haven't they?
Napoli look a little bit like what they do to other teams.
Yes.
Normally, where they just can't get a breath. They can't look up. They can't find a pass. It's just too quick for them. Milan have put them in a really physical, fast game, and Napoli don't like it through 35 minutes here.
Do you remember the way that Napoli dominated Milan last year, where Pavlovic was on the ground when Lukaku hit him? I mean, it's a night and day. It's almost the exact reverse of what we saw last season. It's phenomenal to watch the way that Allegri's had this impact on Milan immediately. I think that's one thing that we did all agree on. But to get this sort of performance against a strong Napoli side, if they can continue this, it's going to set them to a whole new level.
You would think that bringing in De Bruyne in, this is the moment you bring guys like him in, right, to unlock a low defense here, right? The initial pressure happens, then Milan, they don't pick it off, they go deep. Look, they are within 30 yards of their goal, 11 players, right? This is the kind of play that can unlock you.
A chance for Napoli here.
Rigore. It's a penalty, right?
That looks like a penalty.
Oh, they're saying McTominay threw himself.
Let's have another look.
Marco gets really excited about Napoli, huh? I didn't really know.
You want a good game or you don't want a good game?
That might be a penalty.
Did he touch him?
This will be a good angle.
That's no penalty.
Doesn't hit him. Doesn't hit him.
Nope.
Looked like it should have hit him.
He thinks he's in a swimming pool, McTominay.
He made a meal out of it. He made a meal out of it.
Oh, my God.
I mean, he had every Milan player surrounding him as soon as he fell to the
Who
floor.
dove like this yesterday that I was... Oh, Vlahovic. Oh, my God. He dove 10 minutes after the fact
was
yesterday.
worse than this one.
Vlahovic was a million times worse.
At least there's a little contact.
Yeah, this one...
I don't know what to go down like that.
If this is a penalty, Grella?
No, then shut this. I'll rip all the plugs out. We're shutting everything off. I'm punching that camera right there, and we're done. I'm going home. I'll go watch the rest of the Ryder Cup
Watch party over.
And the NFL or whatever's on today.
How is the Ryder Cup going, by the way? England or
I don't know. I haven't
Europe?
followed it.
No penalty, right?
Is it England?
It's Europe.
Are you guys in Europe? Are you counted there?
Yeah, we are.
You guys are not in Europe.
They go in and out. They have one foot in Europe and one foot on the outside.
No, we're still counted. We're doing a lot. Let's see a comment on Napoli, actually. This is kind of what we were just talking about, Napoli and, what does it say? Very, very lazy attacking, tracking back from Napoli. Where is the urgency?
Nick, spot on. That's something that we don't expect with this team. I really don't expect it at all.
You know, the more I'm watching this game and the more I'm thinking about since Rabiot got here, I don't know that we've given Rabiot enough love because Modric has been so good. Pulisic has been so good. Salamakers, it's another guy in the midfield that can connect passes. Another guy that can keep the play going. Not the flashiest type player, but a guy that fits in exactly what they're looking to do here.
Can we get a heat map on Christian Pulisic? He's everywhere. He's genuinely everywhere.
The whole team is breaking so fast, and they look so springy, and they look so fresh. And this is really good.
It's a great shot, though, Tony, by the way.
Yeah, you guys tell me, because, you know, I wasn't thrilled with the style of football I was going to watch this year from, I told you guys, right? Because I have the Juventus the last couple of seasons in my mind.
What a ball.
Oh,
my God.
This is a more open.
Oh, my God. What a ball.
What a good chance.
Oh, my God.
Is this not a more free-flowing Allegri team than maybe you saw the last couple of years at Juventus?
Tony, this is the issue. Everyone said Allegri's bad and he's got to leave and he's so defensive. If you don't have the tools to play a certain way, with all due respect, I think Locatelli's a good player in the Euros 100 years ago when he had a good tournament. Since then, I've never seen him pass the ball forward. We're watching Modric now under the same exact Allegri system, being able to open guys up and open the field up with these long passes. He just did one right now. If you don't have the look at him playing quarterback in that spot. Look, little step over, he's going the other way. It's hard to defend against. It opens up spaces.
Okay.
When you have, who else was in the midfield there? Locatelli. Bentancur. Who else?
Bentancur was in the midfield, yeah. I'm trying to think of that Coppa Italia fine. He had Rabiot in that midfield.
Rabiot's not the guy.
For me, it's always about the mix of things, right? The qualities of this team, they're perfect for an Allegri team. They really are. Besides probably the defense, which I'm sure that he wanted another center back in there. Besides that, the way that he's given the freedom to Rabiot as well, because Rabiot could be wasted. I've seen Rabiot play in a two-man midfield, and all of his best qualities, his runs in behind, the ability to find space, he's really good at getting on the end of goals. All of that's wasted. So it's also who you pair with Rabiot, who you pair with the rest of this midfield. So the qualities are absolutely perfect. Besides, again, center back and maybe center forward, who we know he doesn't like, Jimenez.
Because especially without Leao and Theo Hernandez, if we'd have thought we'd see this matchup without those two and with Allegri, a lot of people would be thinking, wow, they're two big pieces missed.
That is
with a
good
massive
miss.
What a ball.
That is a crazy. Who played that? That was a fantastic
Had to be KDB.
football.
Yeah, KDB. It's on.
And he's on.
It's on.
And this
That
is
is
crazy.
stupid.
Felt to
At the back.
Di Lorenzo.
That is a crazy miss for Di Lorenzo. Oh my.
Not easy. Not terribly,
easy.
yeah.
Not easy. But what an opportunity
Makeable for
there.
sure.
And this, by the way, is my worry with Milan. Is that they're sitting and they're defending well, and Allegri's got them perfect. They understand exactly what they need to do. But that doesn't mean them individually that they're good defenders. I mean, who loses him there? I think that was
Estupiñán.
Estupiñán just loses him there. He's there. He's in the right spot. He's ball side, goal side, and then one ball splits him. So that's the worry. Is like, you could put a defensive side, but if you don't have good defenders, guys that like defending, well, then it's going to be difficult. And obviously, they've had a fantastic first half, but the Gabbia, Pavlovic, at times, they don't give you the most confidence.
I'd agree with that.
And I think that's why you have to go with three in the back here. You
have to.
Always talking about you don't have two good center backs, you go with three, right?
You have to.
But I think.
Come on, Hoyland.
It's Rabiot again. I think you can really, it makes it easier to construct 3 center backs over a period of time where they can get to learn how to play with each other a little bit easier because you cover less space. I get worried when Pavlovic, who, by the way, I don't think is slow, Pavlovic. We have some instances where he's catching people from behind, but when he doesn't have to cover so much ground to go out to the touchline, because you're going to have to cover for Estupiñán, Tomori can do it on the other side. He's got a little bit more pace. But I think this allows Allegri maybe to have a little bit more confidence in the 3 in the back, but still going to take them a little bit of time. And that'll be a spot I think they have to address in the transfer window.
By the way, we have another good message coming in on our YouTube Live. Quick answer from you all, boys. Is Italy going to make the World Cup? Nick wants to know.
Injury. No.
Come on.
Yes, Italy will make the World Cup.
Tones?
Yeah, they got to go through a playoff again. That hasn't been good. But yeah, I'd like to think they will.
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
Not score.
I've
seen when they score, you get up. When they don't score,
that should be in the back of the net. Politano loves that.
He missed it by a lot.
Again, no.
That's got to be in. At least on target. No?
Backside defending, Salamakers this time.
Tony, this is what I'm saying. Like, how are these guys getting free when you know that Politano's going to cut in on his left?
Yeah.
You know. I mean, if you watch 10 minutes of Serie A or 10 minutes of Politano, you know.
Yeah.
He's gonna touch, come back to his left more times 9 times out of 10. And then that ball comes in, and you know that Anguissa and McTominay are going to be the ones that are going to hurt you inside the box. Obviously, you have to add in Højlund into that equation as well. But those guys, you gotta be holding them, touching them, squeezing them. It's not good. This is not close enough, you know. And now we've seen 2 instances before the end of the first half where Milan almost got hurt.
De Bruyne's lost the ball way too easy. He's lost the ball way too easy. Milan are all over them. They're all over them when they have the ball.
I could watch Modric play 300 minutes, 400 minutes straight.
How many years have been telling? He's been my favorite player for 10 years.
Yeah.
After he retires, Vitinha becomes my favorite player. But for now, it's Modric.
Maybe Real Madrid missing into what was the score of the Madrid derby, Grella? You covered yesterday. 5-4?
5-2.
5-2.
How nice is it to see him at your team?
I love it. And he's just, and I think more from a leadership standpoint, it's clear he's lost a step, right? We saw that for the last couple of years. But, man, the way he's playing in this position, deeper where he can look at the entire field and then just kind of pick his moments to get forward, pick his moments to run and pick off passes defensively, which I think that's been probably the biggest surprise, is seeing how many plays he breaks up. The rest of it, did anyone think, I mean, it's a Ballon d'Or winner. I mean, he can, every range of pass, the vision, that's never going to go away.
I mean,
never.
Nigel said it best, didn't he? He said when he was playing against him, he was like, oh, I'm just going to go in with a crunching tackle. And then he said I actually couldn't get near him close enough to even put a tackle in.
How about this ball?
I turned. Did he play with his left? I was just going to say, I just turned for a second.
Takes a touch in the midfield, collects it, goes left foot. Okay. Oh, actually, he might be on the other side, but still, giving him a chance there. Like,
look at this ball with the left.
We need a pack. We need a Modric pack, just so that we could all be excited. How about
got to play against Modric twice in the FA Cup?
You did?
Way back when.
How did that go?
Yeah, not good.
You get anywhere near him?
We actually drew them at 0-0 at White Hart Lane, and then we came back to Ellen Road, Leeds United, and we thought, oh, we might have a chance here. Lost 3-0.
Ooh, at Ellen Road as
Defoe, Jermaine Defoe, 3 hat-trick. Of course, I was like, defenders, man, I don't know what they're doing. Got caught in the counter 3 times in a row.
I like in the interview him talking about his love for Milan. It was cool to get.
Yeah,
like we've always seen like the pictures of him with the Milan jersey as a kid, but for him to say that he chose to come to Milan also because it was his club, it's nice to see that.
We're into the final minute of stoppage time, and that's it for the first half. They say 2-0 is the most dangerous scoreline in football.
I'll take it. I'll take it, Poppy.
Haven't you? No? Yeah. We'll see.
Give me a 2-0 any day of the week.
We'll see if that's the case. Stay with us, everybody. More to come after the break. We're going to bring you our Heineken halftime report in just a second. We'll be right back. Welcome along, everybody, to the Heineken halftime report. What a start it's been for Milan. They're up 2-0 at San Siro against the reigning champions, Napoli. Good to have you with us, everybody. I'm Poppy Miller alongside Tony Meola, Mike Grella and Marco Messina. Tony, it's a half for Max Allegri that couldn't really have gone any better, could it?
Yeah, no doubt. They got off to a great start. Obviously, the Pulisic play, Salamaker's goal, that's all you can ask for early in the match. You not only go up 1-0, but you get the stadium jumping, right? And now there's a lot of energy around the game and put Napoli under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, here is a look at the first half highlights for you. Obviously, perfect time for Milan to have the Curva Sud welcomed back. It's an absolute full San Siro, and Captain America really the headline of this first half.
Yeah, he was absolutely sensational, just everywhere. And 3 minutes in, you could just see the intensity from Milan. Look at this build-up play. Pulisic just pushes it down this left-hand side. He uses his speed, uses his ability. Marianucci makes a tackle. He doesn't get there. And then what a pass to Salamakers, who continues that run on the right side. He's also been sneaky good this season for Milan. But Christian's first half, it was just unbelievable. And now from there, 1-0. This is the exact situation Milan want to be in.
Yeah, and we talked about defending for this Milan side. Obviously, Gutierrez gets on the back post. Magnan with a save that bounces right to him. Good positioning, but that became a little bit of a theme. Back post defending for Milan. McTominay with another opportunity. Another good save by Magnan here. Here's the initial one. Goes to him and boxes it away. And then some traffic in front of Magnan here, but he nicely gets down and was able to push it to where there was no danger.
Pavlovic going by Anguissa. Di Lorenzo doing nothing. He cuts back to Fofana. Fofana one touch into Pulisic. Pulisic slams it home. Look at that little deft touch. From there, Pulisic's not missing. That deflection helps big time for sure. Look at the raw emotion there. On fire. This guy's on fire. Made the first goal for sure by himself and got Milan going. What a first half from him. He's been really fun to watch, and Marianucci was wondering, okay, how am I going to play today? Probably thought about it all last night, and then 2 minutes in, Pulisic ran him ragged down that right side.
Once again, in the big games, Christian Pulisic shows up.
Massive first half for him, involved in both of the goals and assists, and a goal. Plenty of chances created as well too there, but he was all over, wasn't he, Grella? This is something that you wanted to see. What does this heat map mean to you?
This is Allegri, right? We need you in the attacking third. You could see those little light blue spots where he made the damage and he made the danger, but you're going to park yourself right there for most of the match in that left wing, left midfield position, because that's showing how good Milan's shape has been in the first half. But from that darker position there, he's going to spring into those and kind of roam all over the place in the attack.
That's a counter-attacking heat map.
That's what it is. It's the Allegri heat map there.
Conte, you mentioned not going to be happy at halftime, though, Marco.
No, we've seen this Napoli, again, concede way too many chances. They're not as aggressive to go to the balls. It's been all Milan that's on the forefront. At times, they could struggle to break down teams that sit in. So this is the worst possible situation. It's the best for Allegri because this is the game he wants to play. The changes need to come in the second half for Napoli, but I think their strength could be sending the balls in the box. Anguissa had that one header. He's not able to put it on target, but the fact that he's getting into those areas, that's what they need to bet on.
Okay, well, a win for Milan today will put them level on points with the league leaders, Napoli, who had a perfect domestic record heading into today. Stay with us. We're going to bring you the Heineken unmissable moment, plus check in with our Nigel Reo-Coker, who's pitch-side for us in just a second. Welcome back, everybody. Here is a look at the Heineken unmissable moment. Christian Pulisic's day so far.
Yeah, I think it's an easy choice here, right? 3 minutes into this one, Pulisic, great move ahead of midfield, and this is the second one here that ends up getting a little bit of a deflection, but Pulisic a goal and an assist on this one, and man, it's been a good day so far for him.
Yeah, it sure has. Let's take you out to San Siro. Nigel, it must be a great day for the fans as well. The San Siro must be absolutely bubbling after that first half.
It's absolutely rocking, Poppy. The San Siro, the Milan fans have let their voices heard. They've been singing throughout that first half. Every tackle, they cheer. Every time they win back possession, they're so heavily involved in this. There's a real belief by the Milan fans in this team now.
Nigel, do you think Napoli could get back into it in the second half?
They'll have to change. They'll have to be a lot more aggressive. They probably have more possession in this game, but not really creating too many chances or real opportunities in front of goal. Højlund needs to get a lot more involved in this game. He's pretty much been non-existent. And I think that for me, when I look at Milan, they've played a fantastic game tactically. They've broke with purpose and precision, and they've been lethal on the counter-attack, as you've seen with both goals that they've scored.
How fun is it to watch Modric? And also, is this a masterclass from Massimiliano Allegri?
Grella, I'm glad you said that, because if I had to single one player out, and I know obviously Pulisic has scored and got an assist, Luka Modric, football's just too easy for him. He is controlling and dictating the flow and the pace of the game. When we talk about great midfielders, they can dictate the tempo. That's what Modric's done, and for simple things that people don't see, when Milan won back possession at one point and the game was going back and forth too much, he turned back and went back to the goalkeeper as a centre midfielder, slowing the pace down, and the Milan fans started to clap. That's just the class and quality of this play. He's controlling the entire game.
Yeah, he's top class, isn't he, Nige? So are you. Good to see you. We'll see you after the match. Stay with us, everybody. The second half from San Siro is coming up next. This has been the Heineken Halftime Report. what a start it's been for Milan. They're up 2-0 at home at San Siro against Napoli. Good to have you with us. We are live here on YouTube and on the Golazo network, so make sure you send in your questions, comments, and get involved with the chat. How do you see the second half going, boys? Is Napoli going to get back in this, Marco?
I think it's the game that Napoli doesn't want to have to play because they're going to be the ones that need the ball, and they've looked very horizontal, very safe with passing the ball. But I do think they need to keep going to Politano, whip those balls into the box. That's where they can find success. We've said it before, this Milan defense, they defend in numbers. They defend because they're compact. Are they the best defenders? No, they can allow space. And if you know anything about Antonio Conte, Pirlo wrote about it in his book, his half times. I mean, he's throwing anything he could find. He's throwing bottles at the players. So he should get a reaction. I said it before, this is Napoli's toughest game that they will face in the Serie A so far this year. And if they get one goal, they could get back into the match.
You got to track runners inside the box. You got to get close to them. You can't let them free. There's been 3 or 4 really good chances from Napoli inside the box where they just lost track of guys. You can't lose track of guys. You have to try to keep a clean sheet. I think that's the key for Milan today. And then it goes without saying, you have to earn the right to play. They did that in the first half. They won everything, the energy and the detail. They outcompeted Napoli, which is really difficult to do. They have to do it again in the second half. If they don't, Napoli can creep back into the game for sure.
Yeah, earn the right to play. For me, Napoli's look like they're playing underwater a little bit, right? A little bit too slow to react to everything, right? And that's kind of the feel. It's a heavy feel from a Napoli side that we've seen. The roles are almost reversed, right, for these two sides. Where energy without the ball for Milan the entire match. So that's what we need to see from Napoli if they're going to get back into this one.
Yeah, it's going to be a really interesting second half, isn't it? Obviously, we mentioned with a win, Milan, they'll go equal on points with Napoli. Wow. But as worrying as it's been for Napoli in some points this season, defensively, they sit at the top of Serie A with a perfect record.
Yeah, but they've now conceded 5 goals, and I've watched the game against Pisa, where Pisa scored 2 against them. I watched the game against Fiorentina. Fiorentina, last 10-15 minutes of that game, Napoli were throwing away. I think Moischini even hit the crossbar. I mean, they've conceded more chances than I've seen a Napoli team concede, especially in the beginning of the season. Even if the results went their way, you can't just look at the results. You need to look at the performances that they've had. And the performances, especially defensively, have been worrying.
That's the only thing Grella likes is the eye test. Doesn't matter what the record is on some occasions.
They have a perfect record, yeah, for sure. They won Serie A last season, for sure. But if you actually watch, they're not the best team. They don't play the best football, for sure. And, you know, when it tells you everything you need to know.
Grell, who does play the best football so far this season?
Against Cagliari, when you win with 10 seconds left at home and you're celebrating like you've won the World Cup.
What's wrong with that?
It tells you a little bit that it's difficult for them to score goals, difficult for them to create chances, you know? So, yeah, they have a perfect record, but I've seen them struggling now.
What about the Poppy's question?
What was the question? Sorry. What was it?
Welcome along, everybody, to the Watch Along.
What was it?
Who so far has played the best football in Serie A for you?
Inter.
But even with where they're sitting right now, so far this season, they've played the very best football.
He thinks possession means the best football.
For sure.
Okay. 2 losses on the season.
You don't think Milan's been the best footballing team in the league?
The best football or the best results?
The best football.
Who plays the best football is Inter. And if you disagree, I think you need to rewatch Inter the last 3 seasons.
I got to go rewatch. Well, no, you said this season.
This season.
Yeah, then you said this season.
Yeah. But even this season, how many goals have Inter scored through 4 games? How many, and the type of goals, and the way the team moves, and the way the team plays, and the talent within the team. We get Esposito scoring his goal yesterday. Do they defend well enough? No, they lose 5-0 in the Champions League final. I don't see any Italian teams going to the Champions League final 2 times in 3 years.
Okay.
We're talking about that team that went to the Champions League final.
You said last year they shouldn't have been in the finals. You said they shouldn't have been in the finals last year.
Okay, semifinal. But I don't see Napoli and Milan going to the semifinal 2 times.
But she didn't ask about last year. She asked about
It's the same team. It's the same team.
That doesn't mean this is the same Napoli team. Okay,
not
even
really.
better.
Not really.
Boylan,
De Bruyne, and Marinucci. There's like 7 new guys in this Napoli that we're seeing today. Inter play the best football for sure. That's for sure. Who do you think plays
Where's
the
the
best
game,
football?
by the way? Did it start?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Or did it not start yet?
Yeah, we're back underway, but we can't see
we're
the
only
game.
a minute in now. It's coming. Who do you think plays the best football, Poppy?
Well, I think it's difficult because I don't think you can say that Inter play the best football after we've had some.
Because they lost twice. You say they don't play the best football.
Yeah, they were not good in those games. You think they played well in those 2 games that they lost?
I think they play with the most fluidity, for sure. I think they're the most pleasing to the eye. Now,
I don't think they've been good this year.
Whether
They-
that translates to trophies, it should have translated more to trophies. It didn't, but they play well.
What?
Just the pass. You
You
jumped
didn't need
up.
to say anything. I thought it was a run through.
All right, so we're back underway at San Siro. Obviously, we're going to show you everything as it happens. What about this comment, though, from Gordo? What's missing from Santi? We're seeing numerous chances and goals from Milan, and Santi is involved in none of them.
Yeah, but he's had opportunities, right? He's not been involved here, but keep in mind the run that he makes on the first to stay at the penalty spot to open up the lane for Salamakers at the back post. It's something, but no doubt he needs to be more involved in the game. But yeah, he also needs to occupy center backs, is what he's done today. That's been part of his role. But we need, we need to see him be more active in the box again. And when he gets opportunities, we need to see him put opportunities away.
Also, not easy for his confidence when you have your coach and the entire team trying to sell you all summer, basically looking for any other striker. They were looking for a deal for Dovbyk into the last, literally the last minutes of the Mercato. So that does not help. That does not help at all your confidence level. I've said before, you could kind of know, you kind of know that. Oh shoot, I was dropping this a little.
Coffee time, boys.
Yeah.
Like this, Napoli's losing 2-0. Like this right now.
I'm nervous.
Like this.
It was built very high up.
Oh, they got plenty of time. Relax.
I know it's coming. Keep celebrating. Celebrate now.
See, what this does going deep here, this allows a lot of Napoli players in the box. Just what you're talking about, Marco.
Yeah.
Right? Get wide.
It's the only way they
1v1.
could score. Yeah. It's the only way they
this
could
is
score.
exactly
a lot of
what's gonna
numbers.
kill Milan. Get numbers in the box.
And surprisingly, Milan don't seem to be defending well the headers. You would think that they'd be good at that, but at least so far, I haven't seen them be attentive in that area.
Corner here for Napoli.
Oof, looked like a good strike there, by the way. Modric out there. Modric first one out there to block it. Incredible.
He's got to get. Bruyne needs to get more involved in this game.
100% agree.
Yeah.
Just thinking the same thing, Tony.
He had a couple. You mentioned a couple bad or uncharacteristic giveaways in that first half from him, but that credit to Milan's defense as well.
You know why, Tony, too? Because he changes the way that Napoli's had to play this season.
Correct.
Because now you've changed McTominay's position. You don't have a 1v1 player because last year that was one issue when they lost Kvara. They brought Noah Lang in for that exact reason, or Nedas. You use any of these profile players, you lose that other player on the left side. Somebody just went off the pitch as well. But that's the thing. It's tactically now, you've completely changed the way. So if you're not impacting the game often enough, you're doing a disservice to the team. You know what I'm saying?
On the money. Mm-hmm. On the money.
Yeah. Now I don't know. I thought I was spot on, but now I'm doubting myself.
I wonder what Grella's craziest take has been since we started.
Lazio winning the Scudetto.
That was my first year. I was nervous.
You said Lazio going to win the Scudetto.
Inter winning by double digits.
First time on TV.
I have a file on my phone of everything he said.
I was like a little schoolboy that day.
You were?
I was a little nervous.
Do you get nervous now before you go on?
No.
No?
No, because I know you guys are here. You got my back. You
Of
Don't make
course.
me look bad.
We always pick you up when
No, it becomes better. But yeah, but then they got second the next season, I think it was, which is actually great analysis, right?
Well, I think it's only because Juve got
I saw
got
something.
points, so they slipped out.
So the following year, you still didn't get it right, but you got close.
Pick the team in the dark like Papi.
Hey, Milan,
Pavlovic's
they're not
getting
going to be
forward
playing in
again.
the Champions League or the Europa League. Marco, you picked Napoli, though, to win at Sporting, right? Or did you pick a draw in that game?
Yeah.
To beat Sporting?
Yeah. That's sorry, but
ahead.
that's one of the
Yeah.
must-win games
Yeah.
for
Oh,
them.
for sure.
You have to win that game.
Pavlovic has been watching clips of Bastoni all night. Tony, for
He's
real.
been this all year. He's been getting forward
Getting
all year.
forward,
like
yeah.
this. Yeah. I mean, they're not nearly as clean as Bastoni, but
Tomine
Got
made
the
a
freedom.
tackle on Pulisic and hurt himself. Pulisic didn't touch him.
You know, I said early in the season, I said when I saw them sign Kevin De Bruyne, and a lot of obviously fans excited, and look at Modric.
look at Modric get out of that.
Vacuum cleaner in the midfield. And I didn't know if he made them better, to be honest with you. I didn't know, because I knew that him coming in the midfield meant that one of the three midfielders would have to leave, and they had the strongest midfield in Italy. Well, Inter and them very close, right? The midfield three specifically. So Kevin De Bruyne coming in means that McTominay, the MVP, like Marco just made the point, had to move out into a position that he's not used to. And it works against maybe the smaller teams, but if De Bruyne doesn't step it up and start really affecting games, is exactly the point Marco makes, is that then it becomes they're not stronger than last season. They just have a surplus, you know?
Which sounds like a crazy thing to say, you know, to ever say that Kevin De Bruyne could hurt your team. But one of the strengths of Napoli, they struggled so many times. We had the stat before. Out of McTominay's like 13 goals or 14 goals, I think 9 of them were when the game was 0-0. So he was a difference maker because they lacked a lot of firepower up top. So if you limit that, I wonder if it is something that hurts a team. But again, if there's any coach in the world, I think Conte is one of the brightest tactical minds that he has. He's always willing to adapt. He'll be the one to figure it out.
Also, you can't forget, they had Kvaratskhelia for half of the season last season.
Very
People
true.
easily forget that, you know, and they say, oh, yeah, well, you know, Napoli won the Scudetto defending and doing this. Oh, well, they had a pretty good player. I had a player that went on to win the Champions League and was one of the top guys in that competition. So they never really replaced them, and then now McTominay filling that spot. So
they look better to start the second half, though. They look better. They're getting themselves into the dangerous
chance.
areas.
I mean, he's
Can
also,
Milan sustain this for 45
Not
minutes
like
to
this.
defend
No,
like this?
you can't do this for 45 minutes. No.
And I understand we keep talking about the center backs, of Milan. Can they be better at man marking and getting close to their guy and whatever? Can you deny a cross? We've seen 5 crosses slash across the box. You're 5 minutes.
Exactly.
Yeah, Stupinian's not.
You gotta
been
get
able to do
tighter,
it.
a little bit closer.
We also know inverted wingers are tough, right? Because you always feel like you're separated from the ball, right? The guy's body's in between you and the ball when he cuts across the top of the box. But you got to make it predictable, right? You can't allow him to cross it in the entire box, maybe a little bit higher up. This is too easy.
There it is. There it is.
Oh,
no, what a save, Magnan. What a save,
gosh.
Magnan. Penalty.
Yep,
Gave
penalty.
that
He
was-
gave him a
Had to be a
penalty.
penalty.
It's Stupinian with a
Crazy.
push.
Oh, what a
Oh,
save.
or is he calling it? Yeah, he's calling a penalty. I think this is the right call by the
Why
referee.
is Di Lorenzo arguing, though?
All right, Salamaker's
Offside?
on the back. Look at Salamaker.
Ooh.
Is he onside?
Anguissa hits it. I believe Anguissa hits it.
Look at Salamaker's on the back, though. Falls asleep.
Oh, Anguissa, yeah.
It was Anguissa that got to
He
it
gets
first,
it,
right?
yep.
Wow, I saw the ball in.
Hard to say
But-
McTominay doesn't affect that play. And by the way, it's off McTominay's head, it looks like.
Yeah, it is from that angle.
Oh, we got to see if he's offside.
Yeah, it does say McTominay, right?
Who
So it
did-
might be
I
offside.
don't-
I mean, it might be offside. We don't know. But this is, we talk about the 5 at the back, but Estupinian and Salamakers are really struggling on the back posts. So you really only defended
Yeah.
with 3 instead of 4, actually.
We said it the first half. It's biting them again.
They're checking it.
And I don't know who's pulled who down at the end there, because that seemed crazy that
I think it's-
Di Lorenzo missed the...
I think Estupinian clips his legs from behind.
Di Lorenzo's asking for an elbow. Makes me seem like he wants a red card, but I think they're checking an offside. That's the only thing I could think of.
I mean, again,
Well, they wouldn't check an offside because there's no goal. Yeah, they would check only the foul at the end.
But it's going to lead to a penalty, no?
They're checking a penalty kick.
Yeah.
In the penalty kick, you can now check the offside as you're doing it. If they scored, they would have checked for offside.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean that the one that leads to a penalty.
Here is the look at it. If you're
we're trying to figure this out. Yeah, we're trying to see it too.
okay, from the beginning, then you can see here, boys.
Yeah, that's a tough angle to see if he's offside, but there's a Stupinian.
I mean, just from that view, it looks like he's got to be touched the way he falls down, right? Because he's got a wide open goal and then he just goes down so easily.
Now you might go back and check for the offside if you don't think it's a penalty kick.
I think it's clear that it's a
Did
penalty
he
kick.
call the penalty kick?
He's not offside.
Yeah, he called the penalty
He
kick.
did call it. So
He
now,
called the penalty kick.
yeah.
He did. He's checking now.
So now, live time, he's going to the monitor to have a look.
I mean, it's hard to say who headed that ball, by the way. It looks like, to be honest, that
Two
they
different
both-
angles
One
look
angle-
like two
one
different
angle
guys.
was-
Yeah.
I think they both did.
A two-headed dragon there.
That stupid Jan has his jersey. Watch him at the back. He's got his jersey, see?
Yeah, he's pulling.
Clear foul.
Yeah.
If it's onside, it's a clear foul.
If it's onside,
The referee's
That's
no
the thing.
question now. He's looking at who hit the ball.
Yep.
What a moment this is.
been a fantastic game either way.
Can we hear him?
I forget they speak to the stadium, right? To let everybody know the decision.
We're going to get the hand motion. That's how we're going to know.
We don't know.
Espulsione?
Yep, red card.
So that's what they were checking. He gave a red card. I saw Di Lorenzo say
Penalty and
penalty
red card.
and
then.
a red card.
Is that considered a dog show because he's where he's at?
Wow. So what a change in the game this is. Milan
But
all of a sudden down to 10 and giving up a penalty.
It was coming, though. I mean, we said it even in the first 10 minutes or so. Inviting those crosses in, it's the one strength that Napoli has. They scored. I know they don't score directly on this one, but they had it even in the first half.
Did you see the way those two guys attacked that football?
Let's see the back post here. Look
I
at
mean,
theirs.
do you understand if you're a regular civilian and two guys jump like that and they kill you?
Is that considered dog
That's
show?
science?
Do you? What's that?
Is that considered dog show, I guess, for a red card? It's not a red card foul, right? It's not a red
But it
card.
preventing the goal. You're like the last man.
Yeah,
I guess,
dog
before
show.
the goal.
That's what I'm saying.
Is that what it is called? What are you saying?
Dog show.
Dog show?
This is the first time you heard of this?
Yeah, I never heard of that.
Holy cow. Ask our viewers, Poppy.
ChatGPT.
Just ask them if there's if there's any viewer that didn't ever hear this.
Are you speaking English or?
Denying of a goal scoring
opportunity.
Right?
You shortened it.
This is
it's an acronym.
I would love to know that this was my term that I made up. I would love to take the credit, but this has been going on for like 5 years.
Oh, all right.
Now,
I haven't heard that one.
Oh, Christian got taken off.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Bartesaghi, who's looked pretty good, actually.
Wow, that's a tough substitution right
That's
there.
rough.
Now he's got to go to the left side, Bartesaghi.
What's he got? What Bartesaghi's got on a helmet on his head there?
You don't like his haircut?
He's wearing an American football helmet.
Well, dog show that helmet.
Oh, that's unfortunate, isn't it, for Christian? We kind of saw the same thing for Napoli when Kevin De Bruyne got taken out at Manchester City, and it was a forced change because of the red card that changed things. And now it looks like Kevin De Bruyne over the penalty.
Christina today?
I think she's probably with Matteo and Chris on the main
squad.
call on the A team. Oh no, she's not.
I'll say in games of this magnitude and of this level, you have to have a really good second half. I mean, it was the first thing we said, and it sounded actually cliche when we said it. I actually was not happy with myself after I said it because I was like, anybody could have said that. But the truth of the matter is, they had a really poor start and they needed to have a good one.
Kevin De Bruyne.
He stood over this ball for a long time now.
No, De Bruyne is a 100% goal.
You jerk.
Million
You
percent.
jerk. I knew you were going to say this.
Million percent goal.
I can't stand
And it's a third of the season. He's going to be their leading goal scorer.
Shut up. You.
Goal. Well done,
2-1.
Grella.
Get the ball
Correctly
and run back.
predicted.
Get the ball and get back. This is an interesting
So
game.
on now.
Now, do you sub in Leao too, or not? Now you got a red card.
I can't wait to see Leao
For
back.
who? Oh, Jimenez.
You have to.
You got to leave
Yeah.
Leao. If he's got gas in him,
By the
How
way,
much pressure do you step up now? Because the more you step up, the worse it's going to be.
your counterattack.
Milan's not going to step up nowhere. That's why they need Leao.
If they keep sitting in like that, they're going to concede another
That's what I
goal.
was just going to say. You think they were defending crosses now? Forget about it.
You're going to go man down and press?
It's a lose-lose right now.
You're going to go man down and
No,
press?
not press, but you have to step up a little bit.
Where are you going to step
You're going
up?
to step up.
The way that they were sitting in their box,
They got to be at the top of the box.
they weren't even at the top of their box.
Yo, you
They
ever
were
been
inside their
You ever
box.
been in a headlock before? That's what.
This is a good
that's
game.
what Milan's in right now.
Let's do a live bet. Do you still see it being a draw, Marco? You went draw?
I'll stay 2-2. It feels
2-2?
It
very
feels
likely.
like a 2-2. This defense just now just looked brittle.
Yeah.
With the 11 men, and for sure now you feel 2-2's coming. This is the penalty,
Here's
obviously.
the penalty. Clutch from KDB.
Right when we were talking about does he help the team or not.
I mean, it's a penalty, but
I know. We still got to score.
Tones, you still got Milan winning?
Yeah, they're gonna. I hope they gut it out here because that's what it's going to be. I'm interested why Christian not going in as the point guy and taking Jimenez out because at least you're going to get a guy that can dribble through you.
maybe with Jimenez they think he can hold it
he
a bit,
can hold the
get
ball
them higher
up,
up the
but-
pitch.
He hasn't held it when he's got 11 men.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he hasn't had a touch today. He's not been involved in the game. He's been a
Yeah, I
decoy
agree.
for the most part. So it's not even as if he's missed chances. But I think it might line up a little bit. Who knows how much Rafa Leao has in? If you bring him in for Jimenez, leave him up top and try and spring him.
The only chance you got.
I agree with that.
Chance you
but
got.
why not do the reverse? Why not take Jimenez out now and wait?
Well, that's what I said first,
Yeah.
but that one's over. You know, we're past that one now.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. We got a clear replay.
He's onside anyway.
That means it was McTominay that got the header. Okay. Right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I
Well,
guess.
unless the other angle showed Grella's
Well, they were
dragon.
Siamese
Well, he was
twins
the
on
most-
that play, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, he would have been the closest to an offside, and he was involved in the play, even though he potentially didn't head the ball, right? He still would have affected the play.
So he was onside either way.
Yeah. This is where they're in trouble.
Here we go. Politano, come back onto his left, crossing the box.
What's going on there?
Might be a foul.
Salamakers looks like somebody. Oh, no. I hope he's not hurt.
Hold the knee.
Oh, boy. Could be a red card going the other way, the way it looks, right?
I didn't see.
Hopefully it's a hit and not a...
Well, we didn't see it. We don't know. I would just... Oh, no, it's just a knee to knee.
Hit.
It's a knee to knee.
Man, McTominay at that far post, going in for a header is terrifying.
Who would you rather be, Grell, in this moment? Milan up 2-1 with a man down, or Napoli getting back into the game?
It's a fantastic question. Probably Napoli, because you have an opportunity to do something in the game still. And by the way, Marco said in the first half, and he was 100% right, that Milan, this game set up for Milan really well because they get the early goal. They were able to be in the counter. Now the game sets up really well for Napoli, not only because they have a man up, but also because they like to cross balls. And so as the team gets deeper, they're going to get to cross and cross and cross. And like I said, I mean, you want to see nightmares for outside backs? You could show them a picture of McTominay and Anguissa attacking that ball. They nearly killed each other going for that ball. I mean, that was not something I like to do. But those guys, my God, they can attack a football. It's scary the amount of power and pace that they attack that thing with, like really hungry.
Tell the people what you told me about headers.
I never go for that header. Unless it's a free header, never.
No, you said you make out that you're going to go for it, but then...
Yeah, like Salamakers. A little turtleneck at the end. No, it's not worth it. I mean, I never got paid enough to put my head in those spots anyway.
Let alone with one of your teammates.
Yeah, yeah. No, if I see Anguissa there, I go, oh, it's yours now. Forget
Tony,
about it.
the entire chat knows Dagso. He said it's a common term.
Of course. Is it common?
You didn't make. They said you didn't make it up.
I prefer, like I said, to be the guy who made it up, but I clearly didn't.
Wonder if Ricci comes in to help control the midfield a little bit too. He's a little bit calmer on the ball.
You're all a big fan of Ricci, aren't you?
Ricci's a good player.
Love
Yeah.
Ricci.
Really
like
good
him.
player.
Very technical.
If he can add a few more goals and assists to his game, in particular assists, that's been the thing. He went, was it last season or season before, just one assist on the entire season from a midfield position. The problem here is that Modric is going to eat up a lot of Ricci's minutes in the middle of the field.
Ricci's not going to play.
Fofana, the way he plays, is going to eat up a lot of minutes because he's benefiting from Modric. So Ricci, a little bit concerned about the amount of time he's going to get, but he's a nice player.
What's that movie where...
They could be together?
No.
Ricci and Modric?
No.
Why?
Well, because you got Fofana now dealing with it, and you got Rabiot. What are you going to do?
You keep one of
He's
the
not going to know
physical
it.
guys.
Poppy, what's that movie where is it Avatar, where the guy gets into the big machine and they can control the big, the big
Transformers?
giant, kind of like a transformer, like a big giant, but the guy gets inside and can control. That's Rabiot and Fofana for Modric. Modric is the one that's the quarterback in there, and then
they're making him look good.
the guys sitting in front of him have to do, they have
The
to be
dirty work.
they have to be the muscle.
But do you need two of them?
I think with Modric in there, I think two helps you.
I think you
two
could get
helps
away
you.
with
like,
one.
Look at this play,
With
by the
who?
way.
Who's your one in the
Like Rabiot, for example?
Not fast enough to play by himself in the middle of the
Rabiot, Modric, and Ricci.
What do you do with Fofana? He's been one of the best players in this group right now. That's the problem. I think Ricci just substitutes for one of the three that's going to get a rest.
You
right
lose
now.
the athleticism big time.
You do, I agree. But you gain the ability to hold the ball a little bit more. And to be calm in possession.
But
That's a real
who's
shame
not
if
calm
Ricci
in
doesn't
possession?
fit into
Fofana
the
is not as
team,
good as
right?
Ricci.
He's been great
He
this
fits
year.
into
in
the
But
team,
he's
just
not
on the
as good
bench.
as Ricci with the ball.
He just doesn't fit
It gives
into
you
the
more
starting 11.
defensively with the
Yes,
ball.
a little. Yeah.
So, yeah, you're giving one up for the other, right?
Yeah.
I think Ricci's the man out. You got 4 for 3 right now in the middle of the field for Milan.
You're a different
Four
team
guys
with
for
that
3.
look.
You are.
Different team with that look, for sure. It's the same reason why Inter doesn't ever want to go away from Mkhitaryan, because it works. Like he runs a lot there, and he allows the other two to really be good at what they do. So the second you put in another guy, it changes the. It's the reason why Fratesi doesn't play with Barella that often, because he feels that they're very similar.
I think I texted you earlier. When he came, I thought for sure he was going to replace Fofana. Because you know how I felt about Fofana last year?
Yeah.
I don't think he had a good season
enough
last year.
Oh, here he comes.
Oh, there he goes. It has to be for Jimenez. Who's the other guy that was behind the coach there?
1,000,000% for Jimenez.
I mean, Nkunku's still on the bench. Ricci is still on the bench.
See,
they have some options.
Nkunku, who do you put? It'd have to be for Salamakers.
I think.
Who else would you put him
for? I wouldn't take Salamakers off.
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't take him off.
If you're going to bring Leao, is definitely got to be for Jimenez now, right?
I would assume so.
And I think you're choosing between Leao and Nkunku at this point.
Grell, by the way, your movie Pacific Rim, is that it? No?
Well,
the movie where you have
I
two
thought it was
people
Avatar.
operating
Not
something.
Avatar, right?
No?
Oh, is that 2 people operating something? You get the gist, though. Like in a
Well, now you've got everybody in the comments wanting to know what movie you were talking about.
I think it's Avatar. I think it's the general in the Avatar, like the human guy, that's like the bad guys that get into those big robot machines and they control it from the.
What about Men in Black? Isn't Men in Black? Isn't there like a little guy inside of a big guy?
I don't know.
Salamakers didn't look like he was running well.
Is that the only movie you've ever seen, Marco?
No, I've seen some.
You've seen some.
No,
others?
he's only seen the what is that? The reviews. He hasn't watched the whole thing.
What is it you're upset with him that he hasn't seen the Italian?
Sopranos.
Are you even Italian?
Atacame. So he's gonna play right back. He'll take out Salamakers.
He doesn't look like he's running well, Salamakers.
We gotta check Marco's birth certificate. After
Marco, what's your favorite movie?
Bronx Tale.
Okay, that's Italian.
Bronx Tale.
It's mine too.
Yeah.
Love.
Yeah, it's mine too. We agree on something today.
There's better mafia films.
Isn't it
but
like 10 hours long? Bronx Tale?
No. That's you thinking of Godfather?
Maybe.
I think Goodfellas is better than
Just
Godfather.
the fact
By the way,
Godfather 1?
Any of them.
Godfather 1 and 2 are better than all.
Yeah. 3
Goodfellas is easier to watch. It's like if you're gonna put on one, it's so much fun.
Correct.
Goodfellas is like you're hanging out.
All those, just below all those.
Yeah. Goodfellas is like you're hanging out with your buddies, right?
Yeah.
That kind of movie. Yeah.
You know what I've been watching every time I'm on the plane too? Casino. You ever seen Casino?
Wait,
Saw it for the first time.
Wait, sorry. Casino's like kind of like a worse version of Goodfellas.
But it's good.
What?
Leao is in. He's
But
back.
was that Salamakers who came out?
Yeah. Atacame came in.
And then who shifted to right back? They've changed shape.
Atacame.
I would assume it's Atacame.
Oh.
Unless they went to straight 4, they're going to go 4-4-1.
Is that Tomori win as a right back? No.
It looks like it.
We were chitty-chatting about movies. Now we gotta. Now we can't find the shape of the
tell
team
in 2
here.
seconds.
Well, they just came on.
Atacame looks like a right wing back.
Need
There.
a bigger. Once we see the wide angle.
Fourth.
Bartesaghi.
5-3-1. It's a 5-3-1.
Yeah, 5-3-1. Atacame's going to just win for Salamakers.
Okay, and Leao took out Jimenez. Okay, we're back.
We're back on
All right,
track.
what other movies do you guys want?
Dog show.
20 minutes to go.
There's another good one that we forgot. There's another good one in there that we're not mentioning.
What, an Italian one?
Yeah. Italian American one.
Life is Beautiful.
Wow, that's
great movie.
That's class.
That's
another Italian American movie.
There's another Italian American movie in that category that we're missing. They're on planes a lot of times, and I always like put them on because they're just easy watches.
I'm sure they'll let us know in the comments.
What's your fave, Grell? We said ours.
The Godfathers, the Godfather series for sure, and then The Sopranos for a show.
But 3, you like Godfather 3?
No, 3 is terrible.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, I shouldn't say the series. I should say 1 and 2.
2, yeah, 2.
Yeah, no, 3 is terrible.
It's okay,
terrible.
3.
Pop, what's your favorite movie of all time?
I don't know. I have a lot of different movies that I like.
Your favorite, if you could only watch one movie for the rest of your life.
Oh my God, a
what you
lot of
need.
space here. Oh boy, 1v1. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Win that ball, it's not a foul.
Is that Bertesaghi?
No, that's Atacame.
Atacame. Oh boy. That was not a how he dreamt it up last night before he went to bed. Those touches there, by the way. Trampoline touch inside, draw back all the defenders, trip all over the ball, get gang tackled.
Who can see Napoli leveling things, Grell? Are you feeling even more so now?
You know, sorry, go ahead.
Donny Brasco.
Donny Brasco's
Donny
good.
Brasco.
Donny Brasco's good.
What's the one with the lawyer in it, the Italian lawyer?
That's a good one, too. My cousin
his name?
Vinny. My cousin
Yes,
Vinny's
I've
a
seen
good
that
one.
one.
Vinny's quality.
Yeah.
For like a light watch, it's quality.
Sorry.
There's these little snapshots like the chance Leao just sort of created there.
That's what the game needs to look like for Milan.
The referee just stopped the ball. Okay, he blew the whistle.
In the comments.
This is a good substitution. Lorenzo Luca, another guy in the air. Right?
Was it
Was it Luca though? It looked like Neres and Elmas. Did you see Luca?
I thought I did there.
Yeah,
there he is.
Yep, there he
Can't
is.
miss him. Yeah, De Bruyne. McTominay off too.
Wow.
And Hoyland.
Hoyland hasn't done. What has Hoyland done? You need the
Hoyland.
crosses in the box.
What a chance.
Hoyland's
this
got
is
his
for
Man
Luka.
United jersey under there.
Hey, De Bruyne is pissed.
Hoyland's got the Man United crest under the.
I don't know why you would take McTominay out.
Who
He's
was
the
pissed?
guy that scores last
De Bruyne,
minute
did
goals.
you see him?
De Bruyne was
There
pissed.
was cursing going off.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's
Hoyland
trouble.
looks annoyed
But
too.
you know what?
Who cares if Hoyland's annoyed?
A man up and you take
No,
De Bruyne out?
De Bruyne.
Yeah, no, she mentioned Hoyland too.
Donny Brasco is my preferred mafia movie. Is that the one we were talking about? Donny Brasco?
Donny Brasco is when the guy's undercover. It's a real. Who is it?
Gordo.
Gordo. Come on, we got to.
Congratulations.
Yeah, Gordo.
Gordo.
Put that 5 or 6.
What, you can't
on
get
the list.
involved
Donny
too and
Brasco's a
tell us
good-
his favorite movie?
It's a real story.
I like it, Gordo.
It's a guy that infiltrated the mob. I think he took down the mob. It's a guy from New
did
York.
He?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Real
Where
story.
he pretended to be one of them, but then
Yeah.
he didn't know what side he was on at the end of it.
And then he loved the guy. Like he really.
Yeah.
I don't know. He became very close friends with him.
I've seen a lot of Italian movies,
That's
actually.
the one that was filmed in Diker Heights. Now I'm remembering. I was thinking about it today.
Wow, that was actually very interesting.
We see De
Substitute.
Bruyne going off here.
Yeah, let's have a look at it.
Also, there's a poll, so people should vote in the poll.
Well, it's good to see De Bruyne frustrated, though, isn't it? It shows how much he's bought into this Napoli team.
This is 2 times now, though.
Oh, yeah,
This doesn't
true.
make sense to me, though, this one.
Uh-oh.
Let me see.
It's after this.
Uh-oh,
It's
did
right
we
after
show it?
this.
Hold on, Tony.
Oh.
Oh, boy.
F and L is what I heard.
Oh, boy.
You think Conte likes that deep down, though? He likes the fire from him?
He had a problem with Costa, remember?
No, I don't think he loves that.
You don't?
No, I don't think so. I don't think he likes subbing players out and them screaming down the sideline. But
I would like it as a manager. I'd say, okay, at least you care. You're not just coming out and putting your subsuit on.
Problem is twice now. The Man City game and now this one. Was it the most necessary for Elmas?
Well, the Man City one was more forced, right? With
I
the red
agree,
card.
but it's still going to be annoying to you. But De Bruyne also wasn't great.
But this is the time that you allow him to pick you apart. He just put 2 crosses in the box that were dangerous.
It was an interesting substitution.
Weird time to take him out for me.
Especially McTominay. I mean, I guess he's got one eye on Champions League as well, maybe.
Yeah, but come on, you got to get a tie in this game.
Yeah, man up.
It's
You
weird
would
for
think you'd
Elmas.
Go for it.
Does Elmas really bring you more than them?
Elmas was on fire, huh? Back end of the last season.
For Torino, right?
Can you deny these crosses though? You see these balls that keep looping in and giving you all sorts of trouble. I mean, they've done such a poor job at just denying that. Look how slow they are to come out.
They're running out
Like
of time.
you got to get out there and deny that. Look at that.
Di Lorenzo.
I was looking at Hoyland here. Hoyland had 16 touches in the game.
It wasn't great.
No,
Yeah,
he had.
I
told
can't
you.
remember. I can't remember 2 of them. 3.
He had the Man United crest underneath the shirt. That's what happened.
Take that one off. We don't want that one on this jersey.
Football Purist also asked.
Hoyland.
What?
Hoyland. I'm getting Birdie in my ear telling me that KDB played for Man City.
Football Purist said, favorite football movie or documentary?
Ooh, Bender Like Beckham.
Oh, you do
Favorite
love that
football
movie.
movie. Yeah, I was telling Grella about Goal, though. He'd never heard of that one. Top movie.
Goal is the only answer.
I've never seen Victory. Is it a black and white one?
Here you go. Here you go. Here you score a goal.
Favorite football movie?
Yeah,
Is that what they're
football
saying?
Tony, did you hear what she said?
What is she?
Nah.
Sunderland
Was
till
it
I
in
die.
black and white?
Sunderland till I die.
Actually, it was part of it.
What was it, girl?
It's a documentary, though.
Sunderland Till I Die.
Why did you like that one so much?
You know.
Why?
I got to watch this manager who never played me, regardless of what I would do.
Oh, no, don't tell me.
Go on Sunderland Till I Die, we went on for 6 episodes, him about to be sacked and him under big pressure, and it was just very enjoyable for me.
Did you get
I
your
also will say
popcorn
the Pulisic documentary, obviously.
Well done,
a
Grella.
good one that you should watch.
If you say movies, though, what's your favorite movie?
Football movie? I don't know. I've seen them I've seen little bits and pieces of football movies.
Grella's never seen Jimmy Grimble either. That's a classic English one, and it's such a great movie.
I've never seen that.
Sounds like Jimmy Grimble could be his name.
It could be.
What was the one? Here comes Lang now.
Your sons need to watch Goal.
Goal
with
We're on it.
Santiago Muñez.
On it.
Best movie of all
What
time.
was the one with Thomas Rangan? The
Last Goal Wins? Next Goal Wins?
Next Goal Wins. Yeah.
the
America
US
Samoa.
selections?
Yeah, that was a good one.
The documentary about the team he picked for the US.
When he cut me right before the World Cup.
How much money did you lose
Oh,
that time?
Poppy.
I would say at least $1 million, but it's probably north of that.
Going
to the
I'm on
under
your
20 World
side,
Cup's a
Grella.
big deal.
Yeah.
Give context to the people. They probably don't understand that.
Rangan, Thomas Rangan, who's obviously we work with on CBS sometimes. He's like he's a great guy. He was in charge of the under 20 national team at the time, and I was one of the last guys cut in the final camp going to the U20 World Cup, which obviously a lot of those guys get big deals, a lot of eyes on those games, obviously. So I joke around with Thomas, but
You joke around with him. Thomas came on
It hurt
our
at the
show and
time.
Grella said, put him over there.
it hurt at the time. It's funny now, but
No, that's awful, Grell.
You think you'd be
That's
here?
awful.
You think you'd be here today
oh, I don't know.
if you would have gone cold up?
Oh, who knows, man? I don't know.
We might have Rangan to blame for all of this.
Yeah, who's
gonna call him up
Finally.
Come on, Rangan.
We got Thomas to blame.
We're all losing. We all lost now. You all got to pay the price.
Oh, it's so good, Tony.
What was
Politano
the funny one? The Will Ferrell.
Oh, kicking and screaming.
Kicking and screaming.
Pass it to the Italians.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's right. The twins, right?
Yeah,
With the twins?
Massimo.
Yeah.
I learned how to do a roulette the day after that. My
That's
dad
when
showed
we
me
used
in
to
the
make
park.
the World Cup.
Pop, did you ever see Kicking and Screaming?
No, but I was about to say my documentary, my favorite one was Marco with Marco at North Macedonia.
The TV show, Pop, not a doc. Okay.
Sorry, the TV
It's available
show.
on YouTube now.
Does it count? Is it on YouTube?
It's on YouTube, yeah.
Nice, that was crazy.
I feel like we're gonna have like 10 minutes of extra time in this.
Could be.
Stoppage time in this one.
I thought Napoli would have been doing a lot more after they scored the first goal.
Wait, can we just go over it again? Who he took off and who he put on?
He took off Politano and he put on Noah Lang just now.
Okay, forget about that one, the first one.
So De Winter's
Hoyland came off.
Hoyland, McTominay, KDB.
Hoyland, great guy, good guy in the air. McTominay, great guy in the air. And De Bruyne, a guy who can create chances, right?
Yeah.
And who did he bring on?
And then he brought on
Elmas.
Elmas. And
Luka
who was
can
the
head
other
it.
one?
And on the left side, he put Neres.
Neres can create. Okay. I would just think that you would want those guys in there to attack those balls in the box, like McTominay and especially Hoyland. But okay, fine, Hoyland for Luke, I understand. But then he goes, McTominay's a funny one for me because these guys.
Hopefully
these are the
Tomori's
moments
not
that he makes
hurt
a
here.
difference.
Also, Politano, too. Politano's been the one that's sending the best balls in.
Yeah.
Do you think it is because of Champions League?
I
Or do
don't
you
think
it's
so.
Purely tactical.
There's got to be one eye on it because, I mean, we had this conversation earlier. The Sporting game is a pretty big one for Napoli because they lose the first one to Man City, obviously. So Napoli at home to Sporting, that's one that you circle on the calendar that you think you need, you must have 3 points from.
Girl, 2-1 with a man down.
Oh, well, look
you get
how
a point
deep
that's
they're defending
huge.
here. Girl, look how deep they're defending from this distance free kick. This is very deep.
You know, I don't mind that, Tone. I never understood why the line is so high.
But they
all the
got to be
time.
by the penalty spot.
Send the ball in. Send the good ball in. Politano's the only one on the right that could send a good ball in.
Since
and you take 'em off.
the goal, it's been pretty poor from
Yeah.
Napoli, right? They
No
would
reaction.
piled it on. They got the goal. You think, okay, here's the second one coming, and it's been
No.
subdued performance from them since the goal.
Agreed. Good start to the second half. Great start to the second half. Scored the goal, and it's like they took their foot off the brake.
Oh boy,
Takame
Bertesaghi.
looks shaky so far.
Bertesaghi.
You got to press. You got to press. Why does Luka look like he's going in
Oh,
slow
that's a
motion?
good one around the corner, by the way. Oof.
Well done. Well done.
Bertesaghi
Come
with the
on.
giveaway.
Come on. Move the ball.
He's not at the races today, huh?
Now he's rooting for every pass. This is unbelievable.
This is what I have to deal with for 1 year straight last year.
Hey, last year you got it good.
I did get it
You
good.
got it good.
I did, man.
Lorenzo Luca, now is the time, Paisa.
We've had a comment that keeps coming up in the chat. Barcelona PSG predictions for the Champions League this week. Who are you going for, boys?
PSG's got a lot of players out. I saw Luis Enrique said that he
Barcelona's
wished.
got a lot of players out too, right? They're
Well,
missing.
Yamal came back, no?
Is Yamal back?
No, Yamal came back.
Did they play today, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
Yamal came
back.
Come back.
Who are you going for then,
Let me
Tones?
see here. Who's
Grell prediction. He assisted today against Real Sociedad.
I'm sorry?
PSG Barca Champions League midweek.
Difficult one to call.
Don't make your brain work too hard.
Who's home?
He's going to hurt
You
himself.
got Rafinha, Gavi, Fermin Lopez, and
Think
Ter Stegen,
PSG.
obviously, and John
PSG.
Garcia.
Let me check.
Check PSG. 'cause I
That's
know
a
they're missing
lot
one.
of guys out.
That's a foul.
That's a silly
Bad area.
foul.
Remember what happened last time?
So who are you going for, Marco?
I
sounds
would edge.
suspect.
I would edge Barcelona.
Barca?
I would edge Barcelona. Yeah.
Grell?
Who's at home? Sorry, Bob.
Who's at home? Do we know who's at home in that game?
That's just so silly.
I think this game would
Leao.
tell us a lot more if PSG had
It's lazy.
more players available. It'll be a tough time. Come on.
It'll be a fun game though, for sure.
Is
It'll be an open game, I think. A lot of talented player. Probably the two teams with the most talented players in their teams. Maybe you could throw Real Madrid into that as well.
PSG. Ruiz, Neves, Marquinhos, Doué, and Dembele.
See?
All out.
Wow. Are they at home, Tony?
I was just checking the league form. I'll check for you in a second.
Who do we have here taking the free kick?
Neres, it looks like, right? Oh no, it's not. Elmas?
Yeah.
The delivery's been poor.
You're kidding. Wow.
They haven't pushed enough, though, Napoli. They haven't done it. Very disappointed.
Are
Very.
Barcelona-
Why is Anguissa making the cross? Why is it Anguissa? Should not be Anguissa.
Modric, what a touch.
So good.
What a pass. Oh, Leao,
on,
do
this is
something
it.
here on the counter.
Look at the
this.
recovery from Napoli. Look at the
how many
guys.
guys they have.
Wow.
Holy cow. Go
No.
on.
No foul. Well done. Well done.
In Barcelona.
Tough
Barca,
task
okay,
there for
they're at
Leao,
home.
but if he could have finished with something, with a shot, cut inside, maybe you draw some contact, or you slow the game down and you let your team recover a bit, but gives it away a little easy.
Look at Modric all over the place.
Modric,
He's still playing.
84th minute,
Go on.
flying around the pitch. By the way, how can you? This guy is incredible.
And that's all 5 subs, right? So he's going the distance.
Yeah? Yep.
What a luxury for
Oh.
Milan, though.
Finish! Finish! Take the shot earlier.
Who was that, by the way? That was pretty
Elmas.
fantastic.
No?
Elmas? But he created a lot of space at that time.
bravo.
That's
Gotta
no
run to
good
the
there.
bathroom.
That's no good there.
That's how we'll get the goal.
No, sit.
No,
where
we
you
gotta go.
have been sitting.
Oh,
for-
what are they checking?
Where are you going?
I'm going to run to the bathroom.
See ya. Right, Grella, while we've got a second, Barcelona is at home.
Okay, Barcelona, I like.
So you're going to go Barcelona win.
I like
Okay.
Barcelona when you consider all the players that PSG are
Yeah.
missing. Also, PSG, I think, lost on the weekend. Was it last weekend or this weekend?
They
1-0 to
lost,
Marseille.
When the
La-
Ballon
last
d'Or was
week, yeah.
happening.
Yeah, so not the same PSG, obviously, and especially with all the guys missing. I like Barca at home there.
PSG won yesterday, though, right? 2-1, I think. 2-0 over Auxerre. What's going on there?
Napoli leaving it late here. Best moment of the match.
There's an opportunity at the bottom here, player of the match. If you were to vote out of Pulisic, Modric, De Bruyne or Politano, who would you go for?
It'd have to be Pulisic, goal and assist, right, in his time on the field.
Over
Politano's
Modric?
come off. Modric has been good. Oh, okay.
It's got to be
Pulisic,
Pulisic,
yeah.
I think, with the game that he's had, the way he's directly affected the game. But, man, Modric is just so good. I mean, we've said it all show. We've heard Nigel say it. He's obviously there. He had the interview with him earlier. I mean, it's you don't know what you have until you lose these guys, right? We've seen so many. I mean, for me, it was like when Francesco, look at this, the crowd going nuts. When Francesco Totti retired, for me, it was like I took for granted all those times I got to watch him play. Alessandro Del Piero, the same thing. Like you take those guys for granted. You think they're going to play forever, and then when they don't, you're like, we still don't have a number 10 like those two guys that we were able to see. So I don't know in the game, in the whole game of football, if we get another guy like Modric.
It was really interesting, the interview that Nigel did with him before the game when he talked about his mentality. He's so humble, isn't he? He said, I don't even like to talk about myself and say my best attributes because I leave that for everybody else. I just enjoy football. But even that just speaks to what kind of character he is.
It's like he doesn't know what he's done or something.
Just by the way, everybody, the favourite movie discussion, there is the poll results. The Godfather is at the top, and my cousin Vinny at the bottom with 9%. I would have given my
but the Goodfellow one, I would like to see, I would like to see where Goodfellas ranks in there. It would probably slip behind the Godfather.
You think?
I must be sleeping on Donnie Brasco because I wouldn't have had it in there. But
okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I liked it. I didn't dislike it.
All good?
It's not Napoli's day. They would have scored when I was away.
That's your superstition?
Remember last year? You probably don't remember. I remember when Inter was winning 1-0, and then Philip Billing came in. I left before, went to the bathroom. I heard you guys in my ear screaming, crying.
That was definitely how they won. I do remember last season, you two not being able to watch.
I've had to go to the bathroom since the 10th minute.
You can't move though, right? Everybody does that. Is that an Italian-American thing?
What?
Like he just said, he's had to go to the bathroom, but he doesn't want to move.
I live in I have a baseball family, that they're about as superstitious as anybody. Yeah.
Tony, did you have any superstitions when you were playing?
No, not really. I never, I thought about it, and it was like, I don't want to get into them because like the one day that you don't have the right pair of socks, like then you think the world's gonna end,
You can't get out of them. Grell, did you have any?
Cherries. Not really. At the end of the day, I felt like I had to train well though in the week to have a good game. I felt like if I didn't train well, I felt like it was hard for me to have a good game in the weekend. But it's not true. Sometimes I'd go into training. You go out the night before or whatever, and you say you're gonna go and have you're gonna go have one drink. You'll be right back in an hour or two, and then obviously you get back pretty late, and you go into training and. You like on an hour of sleep, and you think you're gonna have your worst day ever, and you play fantastic. I know a lot of footballers have had that experience.
You think Modric has had that experience?
I don't know actually.
Who's older?
I don't know if it happens
older than you
at that level.
Modric is 40. And
yeah,
you said you're not 40.
I'm 38. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So, but yeah, it's
all coming together now, right? It's all coming together.
He's saying it, not us.
Good defending. Now you got to defend the corner. All right, we'll see how much stoppage time we have here.
I really don't like Conte's subs, and I don't like the reaction from the team after the goal.
Which subs didn't you like? All of them?
I don't like McTominay coming out. McTominay's been the guy that gets you so many goals, especially in the box. I don't like Politano going off. Politano's the one who sends in the best passes. You're probably right about KDB as well. With the service that he has, you take him out in a game like this?
Game where he could sit in front of the defense and pick passes apart, that one doesn't make sense to me.
It's a really strange one.
Also, Noah Lang, a guy that you haven't trusted. Neres, a player that we haven't seen a lot of.
First of the ball again, Modric.
I mean, we were saying, weren't we, it must be
with
Champions League being on midweek with Sporting.
For me, that's hard to wrap my head around because you're down 2-1, you have a man advantage. You get a tie in this game, and it'll be seen as an amazing thing.
Incredible.
You don't let Milan go high up. So for me, you can't think about Champions League there, right?
But you didn't care what Inter did it all last season when they were caring about Champions League. They were trying to juggle 5 balls at once. In the end, they had no balls left. They had nothing left.
7 minutes of extra time.
Wow, it's a long time.
Long
time. This game has 2-2
And they put
all over it, though, right?
It does.
It does have 2-2 feeling all over it. I mean, look how deep Milan are. And it's strange. They don't really like that.
Top of the box is not deep. You see this in world football every day. It's when you get a little bit deeper. This is every game you watch, and Pavlovic's dropping deep already.
But look at
it. Doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like it from the chances that Napoli have had, though.
I'm more worried about a deflection from long distance like this one here.
Yeah, when I was saying deep, I'm looking at wow. Oh my God! And it hit the crossbar. And it hit
Was
the
it
cross.
Modric?
It was
who gave
Modric.
Modric
Hit
saved
the
it.
top of the,
It
top
is
of
chin.
the.
This guy's going to do everything.
I mean, they've had a lot of chances, haven't they, Napoli?
Very
in
poor.
this second half.
They've been very poor tonight. They played 15 minutes, 10 minutes in the second
ball
half.
was out there, right? Now this is a Leao yellow card. Looks like he hasn't been. I know he came on with a man down. I understand, but he hasn't really given that spark.
And it kissed the
post.
If that didn't touch Modric, you think it was in?
I think so.
It's going to give Magnon something to think about, that's for sure.
Oh, man.
Ooh,
terrible.
handball.
Terrible ball. Terrible ball in all along.
Fired it into him, huh?
Yeah.
Take your time now.
Again, you don't trust Noah Long against teams like Pisa, but now you're trusting him. Well,
that's how Poppy, when I played with her, that's how she was firing me the passes in like that. Bouncing them at my knees, bouncing it on my chest.
You're lucky that's all you got.
It's because
Think how
Grella,
worse.
Grella had a beer in his hand, so he couldn't really control it.
Get people forward. Put this in the corner someplace. This has to go to Leao, no?
Yeah, I mean, he's the
Rabiot.
only guy you got.
Gilmore.
There. Gilmore scored, right, in that last game.
This guy's a workhorse, huh?
Lobotka, yeah, so good.
He's the brains of the operation there.
What about Anguissa? How good Anguissa's been in matches this season. A couple of matches ago, he was man of the match, wasn't he, for Napoli? What have you made of him today, Marco?
Anguissa's always involved. I think it's not on him, this result. Probably one of the better guys for Napoli, if he got his head on that ball as well. But I'm not happy with Napoli as a performance. And I have to say, you were right, Grella. Allegri tactically outcoached Conte. You were right.
I don't know if that's true though, because but I don't know if it's true because Pulisic makes the difference early on in the game, and then that shifts the game into big time into Milan's favor to be able to use the counterattack, to be effective. So it's hard to say.
No, you were right.
Thinking about it, the ball was better going in on the header instead of the Magnon save. It's better being a goal because it turns into a penalty kick and a red card.
Correct.
How many times has that been the case? Gilmore.
Like this.
Oh,
How many times has that been the
Napoli
case
with a
this
chance.
last week, Tony? Di Lorenzo's red card, the Chelsea red card. with
Better
Sanchez.
scoring Di Lorenzo, you're
Better off
saying,
letting
right?
him go, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's, and give your keeper a chance. We don't even know if that's a goal, right? Well, was Magnan on the floor? Magnan was not even up.
Yeah, he wasn't up, but
Noah Lang's cutting to his right. Again.
Oh my God, Noah Long. Oh my God.
What happened inside the box
Calling a
here?
foul?
if you're going to call a foul, probably got to be a card, no?
Don't tell me Lorenzo Luca is fouling in the box.
It's got to be a card, no?
Oh, no.
No, the red.
I thought he ripped out a...
Stay down.
He's fine, and he's on the ground arguing.
Well, we can't... it's hard to see here what happened. Oh, a little slap there. Oh.
No.
Oh.
Oh, a little slap.
Little right forearm shimmy.
There's no cards there.
Two minutes left. Anything going to happen, Grell, in the last 2 minutes?
You see these plays here? I would have thought so. After the goal and the penalty and the red card, I would have thought that 2-2 was all over it. But it doesn't. Since that moment, like we said, Napoli have slowed down. The substitutions were a little strange. They'll probably have one or two more balls inside Milan's box. If Milan can defend those, then they'll probably get away with a 2-1 win here, which they'll take this, by the way, with the rest of the season for them, that they were able to beat Napoli with a man down. But not over yet.
Oof.
Is that Almas? It's Almas again?
The referee,
the referee.
again.
Beautiful.
The referee wants to
Touched
play
it.
today?
Great
or what?
tactic. Great tactic.
Marco, while we have a second, the people would like to know, where are your loafers from?
My loafers?
Yeah.
Grella, why don't you do the honors?
They're not TJ Maxx, I'll tell you that.
Are you zooming in on my feet?
Another
My feet are very-
sponsorship down the drain.
Brunello Cucinelli, baby.
Ah, look at you.
Nice.
No, I have socks
Where are the socks
on.
from?
They're
Very
saying they're
fancy.
socks. They're just no-show socks.
Do you and Grella have the same suit on today or slightly different?
No, they're different. He's got a linen
Come
suit,
on.
if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he's got a linen suit. Mine's like a winter suit. I know it's 80 degrees out today, but in the studio it's actually quite cold, yeah.
It is a little chilly in here. Grella, is your suit Brunello?
Yes, ma'am.
Two Brunello boys over there.
Come on, one more chance. One more chance, Napoli. One more chance. Come on, Neres.
Look how deep they are.
But Neres, put the ball in the
Manyan
box.
had to save.
Leao not going to
Put
pressure
the ball in the box.
Tony, this is what I'm saying. I understand that Leao came in and there's not much he can do on the offensive side of the game.
the ball in the last second.
But he's been slow to recover, slow to get back in spot position, hasn't held one ball for them, hasn't made a play for them. I understand it's difficult, right? You're fighting against extra guys, but at this play too, he doesn't recognize that the guy's going to take a shot at the top of the box. You got to make those hard yards for your team there in this moment.
Noah Lang and Neres are the same player.
How about Modric going to close it down?
How many balls has Modric blocked at the top of the
He's done
box?
everything.
Look at him.
Cross the
Blow the
ball.
whistle.
He's got to go back out the other way too. He's doing doggies.
Blow the whistle.
Yeah, Lorenzo Luca is 8 foot tall for nothing.
He had to go backwards.
He's 8 foot. It wasn't even him. They don't even get him the ball. Did Lorenzo Luca have one header? Did he get one ball? And you took off Kevin De Bruyne?
this one.
You took off Politano?
Manyan's made some good saves today, though. Why is Allegri mad?
I love when he gets mad.
If you watched
at
Allegri
this.
on the sideline,
Look at
you'd
this.
think that he'd be managing the losing team.
That was at the CBS camera, by the way.
That's what it takes, Pop.
Hey,
That's what it takes.
You think they're excited in Milan about the season?
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
now
not
they've
after
got
Cremonese
all
they
week.
weren't.
Guys, you know who won? We all won today because we're in good for a good season. We are in. We said, oh, did Milan have a tough test? Have they had the challenger? Yes. Yes, they have. And they passed the test with flying
Blow the
colors.
whistle. That's it.
What a game.
That was really fun.
What a game.
It was awesome.
The result is everything.
Modric, blow the whistle.
Wow. Look
That's
at what
it.
it means.
Look at Modric.
You know what? Credit to them.
Wow.
Look at them.
Milan deserved this. Milan truly deserved this win.
Grella, is my pick so silly now?
No, I don't think
Milan
it's
knocking
silly.
off the defending champions?
I don't think it's silly. I think that Allegri was fantastic. Modric, Pulisic, I think were fantastic.
Wow.
And I think this is a Napoli side that haven't done enough. They haven't done enough, and it's been clear, and they get caught out here. And also, they forgot the one cardinal rule that would make their team so good. They didn't compete in the first half. They didn't play 45 minutes in the first half, so they'll have to go into Champions League football against Sporting and try to look for 3 points and try to pick up the pieces here. But this, for sure, is not the same Napoli side that we saw last season.
Christian Pulisic voted man of the match, Tony.
Yeah, look, this is a great win for Milan, especially the way it had to happen. Sure, I would have loved to have seen 11v11 for 90 minutes and what they could do and how they would make adjustments in the second half, but they had to fight through this, Poppy, and this is probably going to mean a lot more in this dressing room than even the 2-1 win, is that they can go against the Napoli side, Scudetto champions here, and battle with 10 men for quite a bit in this game.
I mean, look at Luka Modric there, Marco. You saw the energy, the passion from him, from Milan. This game, you can tell the weight of it from just how they're responding.
Can you imagine, Pop? The guy's won it all. He's won Champions League. He's won the Ballon d'Or. He just beats Napoli after playing 90 fantastic minutes. You could even argue that he's man of the match in this game. And he goes on his knees and is throwing his fists in the air and celebrating like it's a World Cup final. That's what it takes. That's what Milan did not have last season. That's what they got when they signed the champion like Luka Modric. It's absolutely fantastic, and great job by Milan from making this a really great season to watch.
Well, it wasn't Napoli's day today. They had a perfect record coming into it, but the Rossoneri have upset things and gone equal on points with Napoli at the top of the table. Full reaction to follow after the break. Welcome back, everybody. What a day for Milan. 2-1 against Napoli, the reigning champions. And Luka Modric, fantastic on the night, as was Christian Pulisic, who had a goal and an assist. He was man of the match, Captain America at the end of this, and a huge win for Milan that puts them equal on points with Napoli, who were leading the league coming into the match. Well, we know that our Nigel Reo-Coker is pitchside. Pete Radovic,
hey.
Our big boss, is also pitchside, the Croatian connection. He's got to be happy, Marco.
Absolutely.
To see Marco.
Two guys from Zadar now celebrating at the San Siro.
A magician with the TV and a magician on the football pitch.
Well done. Yeah.
After you got the trivia wrong for Nigel,
But Nigel said, how's he connected to Milan? That I don't get. But either way, that's not the story. The story is we're in for an incredible season of Serie A because Milan put out a performance that I think they got the approach absolutely spot on from the start of the match. They started the second half in a poor manner, giving up the penalty and getting a red card. But this Milan has learned to suffer. This Milan has become clever. This Milan has found ways to still win matches, even when they don't have to play their style of football. This is down to Max Allegri. It's down to Luka Modric. It's down to Christian Pulisic. It's down to a change in the philosophy. And we do have to give credit to Milan's management because we held them to a standard in the last years and we were critical. They absolutely got it spot on last summer with who they brought in, and they are reaping the rewards right now. I'm thoroughly impressed with this Milan side, and I think we have a true Serie A title race on our hands this season.
Grella, you had Milan top 4 coming into today. Has that slightly
top
changed?
Three. No, top three. No, I think that over the course of the season, yeah, not playing in Europe maybe pushes them up there, but Inter and Napoli are a little bit a level above. But winning is done a little bit ugly. Winning's not always beautiful. I mean, there's only a few teams in the world that can really win beautiful when you look back at it, right? Like maybe the Barcelonas, maybe some Real Madrids that signed the best players in the world, that have the best budgets. But Milan fans not too long ago, and Juventus fans, and we want to win, but we want to win this way, and we want to play this style of football. Well, Milan had enough for that. Finishing 9th, they go, okay, we need a guy, a serial winner. We need Allegri. Might not be pretty, but we're going to win games. This was not the most beautiful football game, by the way. But winning's fun, and winning is what we start talking about, and winning grabs the attention, and winning gets you in Champions League, and that's what needs to be the focus at all times, because even through the years, we've been critical of Max Allegri, right? And we've said, oh, well, it's I've seen people use the word terrorist football. I've seen people say it's so defensive, it's so boring. Well, guess what? Today was a masterclass from Allegri, and you got to give him his round of applause because he was fantastic today. And all the changes that the management made to get Allegri, and all the things we talk about Modric and Pulisic and everything else, and they're fantastic. But you got to give a round of applause also to Allegri through the beginning part of this season, what he's done. Almost another clean sheet also, by the way.
Today was an attitude, right? Today was an attitude from Allegri's side. Today was... At 11v11 was a bit of a masterclass first half. We saw Conte make some adjustments. You said at halftime they got to go down the wings. They did. They gave Milan some pressure. It led to a penalty kick ultimately. But in the end, when you go down to 10 men, it doesn't have to be pretty. You got to find a way to win. Mm-hmm. And they did it today.
Yeah, they did. They were first to everything, weren't they? It was really exciting. Here's just a reminder of how the goals came from Milan, because Christian Pulisic, he had his goal in the end. But first of all, early on, he had this assist, Grella.
Yeah, this is, by the way, he carries the ball 60 yards, right? 50 yards, whatever you want to call it. He makes this goal. This is not a goal that, like, yeah, we're giving praise to Allegri, but this is really good stuff from Pulisic.
The pass is incredible. The vision, the pass.
What about the ability to get away from guys like that?
And then how about this? This is the center back Pavlovic running down the line. Lovely touch from Fofana. And then Pulisic is never going to make a mistake from that area. He deserves the goal. He deserves the assist. And then I love the celebration from him as well. You could see what it means. That he understands what it means to play for Milan. That's what the fans want, and he's showing it again in the big moments.
And guess who had a front row to that big moment? And Nigel Reo-Coker. Here he is with the two goal scorers on the day, Christian Pulisic and Alexis Salamakers.
Boys, what an absolute result today that is for you guys. How do you guys feel?
We feel incredible, honestly. Just the spirit of the team, the way we fought. Also, after the red card, we really gave everything, and it's a special feeling now for us.
Yeah, it was really a big game today. I think we get the result we wanted. We worked for in the week. So yeah, we're really happy now.
What kind of message does this send to all the other Serie A teams about the win today?
I mean, look, it sends a message for sure that we're, you know, we're a good team. We're a strong team. You know, we can score goals, but we can defend like this, and we have a good spirit, and I think it shows a lot for sure.
Yeah. Well, Christian, they've sent some Americans out here before, and it hasn't been so great. Finally, they send an Englishman, and you get a goal and assist today.
I don't know what to say about that, but maybe
just say I'm the good luck charm. Just
sure,
tell him to send me out a bit more. You know?
You're good luck today.
No, fantastic performance, Christian. Well done, and great goal as well, Salamakers.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Well played.
So good.
Well played.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I would have asked Pulisic, like, do you realize what you're doing, like, on a consistent basis? Do you realize how good you are? Because he feels like he doesn't really, or maybe his expectations are even higher. I know in his documentary.
What do you think he would say? You said earlier he was a humble guy.
He would probably say.
If you asked him, what do you think his answer would be?
He would probably say that he's doing a good job, but he thinks he can do better, and that's just insane. I feel proud being an American footballer and seeing him do it at this stage. I feel like it gives American football in this country a lot of legitimacy and a lot of respect. And Del Piero said it yesterday. Alessandro said it yesterday on our waves and said, you know, everyone thinks, oh, who is this American guy? And that exists. Like, I know it exists. I've been there. And the fact that he's knocking those walls down to be like, no, an American can come play at AC Milan, a team with unbelievable history, and do this in the big games, and not just do it once, but do it every week. I'm happy that he's able to do it for American footballers coming through the ranks even now.
You're doing it at Milan.
It's crazy.
Right? Knocking down the walls of playing in Europe, that happened 10, 15 years ago with guys, right? And then getting to bigger clubs. He's doing it at Milan. Weston is doing it at Juventus, right? And we can make arguments for other guys as well. But what he's done for this side, because if you remember, his first year, everyone said, can he get 10 goal contributions? Well, I said he was at least a 20 goal contribution guy throughout the season. But then the story was, can he do it again? Right? And then the story is, well, can he follow that up? It's like it's like people don't want to believe in him sometimes. They know he's got it, but they're almost waiting for the other shoe to drop. He continues to get better.
Do you think that is because he's American?
Well, I think not because he's American, but I think he understands what Grella was talking about, how there's still this little bit of sentiment, and I don't think he cares, and that's the most important thing. He has said time and time again, I want to show you I'm a good footballer. Not I'm a good American footballer, that I'm a good footballer, right? Take the American tag off of me. Look at me like everybody else, and that's what American players are trying to do. But this guy's taking the torch. We talk about Clint Dempsey all the time, and he was incredible in Europe. At some point, we're going to talk about Christian and his career, and it's going to be the top American player that's gone over to Europe. And I think
is he already there, do you think?
He's right there.
Yeah.
Clint, I know that's a different debate, but he's right there with Clint.
Every American kid, including my two sons, right, have a better chance of playing in Europe because of Christian Pulisic. That is a fact, and that's something that we should all be really proud of.
You know what it is? I love that he's a baller. Like, he's just a proper footballer. It's not just, oh, he's a big physical, because sometimes they say that about American players. Oh, it's a big physical guy. No, on the ball, he is technically better than most players in Serie A. He's technically better than most players at Milan. That's the type of player that I love. I love a creative guy that he could grab it on the wing, he could grab it through the middle, he lays off these passes, and then he's got this relentless attitude. Maybe this is his American, that spirit. And you could see from the day that he had, we have this package that we want to show. I mean, he does everything. We even showed his heat map at one point. He was playing as a left back or as a left midfielder. It's absolutely phenomenal, the work that he's done. This is what leads to the first goal. He just pushes this past Marianucci. You could see it in his face that he was always going to get to that ball. He's so quick on his toes, and then he puts a perfect board to his teammate Salamakers.
How about the second touch, by the way? This one right here. Yeah. Look at this one. To let him, hey, I'm going to let you sniff this for a second. I'm going to let you smell it, but then I'm going to go by you. That's such an aggressive touch.
The pass for me is this is the view of the pass. The vision to see through three defenders, your own teammate at the penalty spot, and then find somebody.
Tony, that play was 3 touches. The touch around the corner, the touch to suck in the defender, and then the pass.
Look at this pass. This one.
We didn't even talk about this pass.
But he's 360 degrees. He's a full player. He can do a little bit of everything, and then it's great that he gets his goal, of course.
You see Labutka there, lost him, and this is just Pulisic being active in the box, sniffing out the area. When you're a player playing with confidence, these are the types of goals that you score. These are the types of plays that you're involved in. You just kind of sniff the game out and you find it. Today he was really good. Unfortunately, he had to come out because of the red card, and that's what Allegri thought was the best thing to do. But there's no doubt a massive, massive impact for Milan on the day.
I mean, the numbers speak volumes, don't they? In 7 appearances, 6 goals and 2 assists. He's had 12 shots, 8 of which have been on target as well. But it's really the chances that he created. And one thing that stood out to me in particular today was you were talking about Grella, Milan coming out. They just felt like they were a level above Napoli. They were first to every ball. And Christian Pulisic has a big part in that, doesn't he? Because when we see him in the interviews, he comes across, you know, he doesn't have a lot to say in the media, but the way he plays and the character that he plays with and the fire that's inside his belly is next level.
Yeah, you're a Stupinian or Fofana or maybe even Gabbia, and you see Modric and Pulisic flying around the field. A thing they did in the first half we probably didn't talk enough about, when Milan lost the ball, they repressed it so fast that Napoli were not even able to look up and find the pass. It was like they were getting like 1, 2, 3, like really fast pressure on the football coming, and that has to go in a chain, right? It goes from the strikers to the midfielders, and the back line has to be quick. And they knew that they were going to do that, suffocate Napoli, not let them play in a slow game. They put them in a fast game. And when you see Modric and Pulisic doing that, not just what they do with the football, right, controlling the tempo, making these plays, but when you see them off the ball, making the extra 5 yards, 6 yards, being nasty, blocking shots, you're those other guys, like I mentioned before, you're Gabbia, you're Salamakers, you're Fofana, you're like, if they're doing it, I have to do it. You know, it's not good enough to just jog around, and if the top players in our team are doing it, and a guy that's won everything in Modric is doing it, then we actually have to do it at an even higher level, and they did that in the first half. They were fantastic first 45 minutes.
You know, it takes me back to when we were at the Maradona at the Napoli game when Milan won the Scudetto that season, and we said this is a defining moment in their run to win the Scudetto. Do you think that come the end of the season, Marco, this could be a match day that we look back at, however it shakes out, and say, wow, that was a pivotal game for them?
100%. 100%. All the teams that go on and win stuff, they remember that moment. And I think the narrative coming in, which is rightfully so, we said it here as well, Milan have looked amazing. But look who they've played. They've played some of the small teams. We need to see it against a real test. This was their first real test. They had things that went against them. They still found a way to get a win. So absolutely, they would look back to this moment. And I think it's going to breed so much confidence in this squad. I think if they look around the Serie A, yes, they finished in 7th or 8th place, whatever it was last year. But if you look on the talent in the midfield and the talent up top, how many teams are better than them in Serie A? And now they're able to compete on top of that. And they're able to find some being solid, right, in the back. You add all those things together, why should you be scared of any team? Why should you not believe that you could win the Scudetto? This could be that turning point for them.
A notice as well to the rest of the league that they are one of the contenders. We've got loads more to come after the break. Stay with us. We're going to take you out to San Siro as well. Mad Max Allegri was back on the sideline today. You wouldn't know it, but a great win for him. 3 points for the Rossoneri. We'll be back with plenty more next. here's a look at how it all went down at San Siro today. Milan chasing the league leaders, Napoli and Antonio Conte. 3 minutes in, though, they upset the Partenopei, didn't they, Matteo?
Oh, they absolutely did. And look at what Pulisic just does to poor Marianucci. Debut for Napoli, gets smoked once, misses on that sliding challenge, and then Pulisic, with his awareness, picks out that run from Alexis Salamakers, the right wing back, who makes that inverted run far post. Salamakers, one of Milan's best performers. Pulisic today, he just welcomed Marianucci to the big leagues. There's levels.
Yeah, 31st minute, Pavlovic in the 3 center back system. The center backs are allowed to go forward more. He goes up there, cut back position into Pulisic. The movement he makes just before, he gets into that spot ahead of Marianucci again. Marianucci at this point is just chasing shadows, and Pulisic assists the first, scores the second early on.
It was a really poor start to the second half from Milan, just sitting deep. You knew that this was going to come. This is a towering header from McTominay and Anguissa. Great ball in from Politano. Estupinian pulls down Di Lorenzo. At first, just gives a yellow card and a penalty kick here.
Was there any drama in your desk about this?
No.
You all thought the same?
No, we all pretty much agreed once we confirmed that it was offside, that it was onside. Kevin De Bruyne steps up. He was never going to miss, was he, from there? And you would think that Napoli, with one extra man and so much time to play, 2-1, they would push, but they hadn't.
Yeah, and then Neres came on, Noah Lang came on, 2 explosive wingers, and Neres created plenty of trouble. He had 2 shots on target. One took a crazy deflection off of Luka Modric. This one was on target, forced a decent save from Mike Magnan. Allegri was not happy that Neres was even allowed to get that shot off. Mad Max on the sideline going absolutely berserk.
Here is a look then at how the top half of the Serie A table looks. We've got a new leader, Milan. They are at the top after Matchday 5. Roma, they're in 3rd place. Juventus in 4th, and Inter back in the top 5 after starting the Matchday in the bottom half of the table. Let's take you out to San Siro, shall we? Where Nigel Reo-Coker is standing by for us. Nigel, did you enjoy your first game at San Siro?
Oh, what a game. What a game to be privileged to come and cover. Fantastic atmosphere from start to finish. And the finish was just amazing. You could see how much it meant to the Milan fans to get this win. And I'm telling you, watching the players celebrate when that final whistle went, you'd have thought that they won the Champions League or something. It just meant so much to the Milan players. And I must say they deserve to win today.
Nigel, as a former player, what did you think of Allegri sitting back even before they went down a man, even in the first half, right after that goal? Was it too early to sit back? Were you not surprised? Did it feel like they were playing the right tactical game against Napoli?
I thought Allegri got it spot on. They got a 2-0 lead against Napoli. They were sitting back, being defensively organised, playing counter-attacking football. They were precise, they were lethal when they got forward, and there was nothing more. The emphasis was on Napoli to try and get that goal, and they'll leave themselves vulnerable. Everything was right, but then you do think it's a moment where Milan shoot themselves in the foot. Estupiñán with a very stupid red card, and it was just lazy defending. All he had to do was he could see the danger, get in front of the Napoli player, don't be on the wrong side, gives away a penalty and a red card, puts his team down a man. But you know what? Pay attention to the resilience that Milan showed, because this is a good Napoli side. Scudetto champions coming to your backyard, keeping a lot of possession, but they couldn't break you down. It was a good team effort by Milan.
Nice. Kevin De Bruyne went off when he got subbed out. He looked like he had a couple words to say. He was not happy. I don't know if you got to see that. Regardless if you did or not, what do you think of that reaction between him and Antonio Conte? It looked like happened.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, Marco, because I actually did see that. I saw that from my great seats up in the press box. And I noticed that he didn't shake Conte's hand, and it looked like he said 1 or 2 words, and he threw his hand in the air, not being wanting to be substituted off. The other players did go and shake Conte's hand. You can see it here. And it's something that I've seen him do to Pep Guardiola as well when he doesn't agree with a managerial decision. And for me, I felt that he was growing in influence in the second half. Just like Luka Modric basically was controlling the game for Milan, Kevin De Bruyne was trying to control that second half for Napoli when they were man up. And it was an actual interesting decision for me, because even with taking him off, I didn't feel Napoli were even aggressive more as they needed to be.
Nigel, I know you've been in Italy for 3 days. I know you had a late night last night, but I'm Mike Grella. This is Marco Messina here.
Yeah, it's probably the Brunello talking. Don't worry about that. It's all right.
Nigel, let me ask you. Your experience now at San Siro, were you surprised by the atmosphere and the fans? I always remember, it sticks out of my head, when UCL Today was there and Micah Richards is looking over at the fans at the Derby della Madonnina, and he was just in awe. Is it different than what you're used to?
No, why would I be surprised? Remember, I've been following Serie A for so long, and the atmosphere was amazing because it's what at stake. Today's game was one of the biggest games in European football because everyone's going to be talking, and I think, as I've said before, Milan get the win. That's a statement win. Milan are in the Scudetto race. It's getting back to where they used to be and where they want to be. So you're going to have a competitive Scudetto race. The winner today was football. Obviously, yes, Milan won, but the atmosphere was sensational. The fans are back on side. You can really see the belief. It was a real good team effort. Rafael Leao came on and put a bit of a shift in, and there's more to come for him. And I heard you guys talking earlier. Obviously, yes, Christian Pulisic got the man of the match performance with a goal and an assist. I don't know if I play a bit of a good luck charm there. You know, they send a Brit over and he gets a goal and assist. I do the interview at the start. You guys come in, not so good. But I tell you what, though, watching it live, you've got to give credit to Luka Modric. I don't think that people really appreciate how much of a top player he was. From the start to the end of the game, that man was sensational for Milan today. Really controlled the game of football, slowed down the tempo when he needed to speed it up when he did, and just look at his age. He was absolutely unbelievable today.
Spot on, Nigel, about Modric. I think what Marco was trying to get you to say is that this atmosphere with nearly 80,000 people in San Siro is better than anything you've experienced in the Premier League.
I've experienced some top times in the Premier League and abroad as well, but it was definitely a fantastic experience, and I definitely want to come back again. It really was amazing. I think it's just because of what's at stake. The fans get into it. And like when you're players and you start to win football matches and you start to put the effort in, the tackles and the running back, the fans bought into it. Milan did that today better than Napoli. They were winning every first balls, they were winning the second balls, putting tackles in. And that's what makes it such a great atmosphere, because as players, you've got to give the fans something to cheer about. You've got to get them on the edge of your seats. And Milan were the better side in doing that today.
Nige, the Italians here are fist pumping that they finally got you to give them some credit. Hey, you said it's Fashion Week over in Milan, and when we had you on in the pre-show, you said that you'd been mistaken for Neo. So production had a look and see if you look alike with your fedoras on. What do you think of this?
Wow. No, better looking than him. Do you know what? They should look up Tay Diggs as well. I've been mistaken for Tay Diggs a few times.
Not good enough for Nigel.
Yo, you're definitely the rougher version, bro. All these guys, that's for sure.
What are you talking? Why are you guys such haters for? You know, I look like Tay Diggs. Don't worry about that. I told you, it's Fashion Week. I've been mistaken for a model a few times. Nothing new. I'm used to this.
You do look phenomenal.
You look amazing,
your
bro.
suits have been incredible, really.
They're saying, Nigel, have you got a runway walk to show
I know
us that
you guys should take note.
We look good. Matteo's the one that doesn't have a suit jacket.
Like this pose.
Strut those legs, Nigel.
Oh, you look so good, Nige. Are you sad to be coming home and leaving Italy? I feel like you're really enjoying the Italian lifestyle over there.
Do you know what? Funny enough, I can't find my passport. I don't know where my passport is, so I have to try and look for it. So don't know if I'm going to make that flight tomorrow.
Don't worry, the road work on the I-95
I've got a friend there as well who's got a membership. Wait, I've got a friend there who's also got membership to a few private clubs, you know, so, you know, when in Milan, do the Milan.
Does your wife know that you're not coming home?
Yo, Sarah's watching, bro.
We're still on air, by the way. Just so you know, we're still live to the nation.
It's the Brunello talking.
Tomorrow, Armani Club in Milan.
No, honestly, it's been a great trip. 2 great games we've seen, and in all honesty and seriousness, Serie A was the winner today, because I think people watching around the world would have loved it, seeing the competitiveness and how competitive this league is again, and a great club like Milan with the history that it has, going back to the top, Allegri in charge, and it looks like things are going in the right direction.
Yeah, it sure does.
Yo, Sarah just texted. She said we got to get you off, bro.
The locks are going to be changed when you get home.
Hey, by the way, Nige, before we say goodbye to you, have you learned any Italian while you've been there?
Not really.
Oh.
Everyone's been speaking English to me. I've learned a few words, but I can't say it on TV. Didn't you listen to the Luka Modric interview? We only learn the bad words, Poppy.
Come on, you must
That's
be able
what
to
players
say
do.
one.
Then you get on the pitch and you use it. I cannot say it on air, Poppy. Come on.
I'm disappointed. I thought you were doing your
Ciao, ciao.
Duolingo.
You're disappointed in him? What about you?
I thought he was going to pick up something. Bring
You
it back
studied for
and teach
2
me.
years.
Yeah.
2 years and you've got nothing
Del
for
Piero
us.
asked her yesterday, tell me something.
Poppy.
And I did. I said
Wait,
nonchalante.
Poppy.
No Chimale, that's perfect Italian.
Poppy, you're the face of Serie A. You've been doing it for 4 or 5 years and you don't even know anything. So how are you coming for me?
Nigel, you're on Serie A too. I just thought that since you've been there, I heard Tony talking Italian to you. You're really embracing the culture. You're embracing what they're drinking there.
Nah, she's got to learn English first. Once she learns English, then we'll teach her Italian.
Yeah, that's true. Let's start with English first and then we can push on to that.
All right, one step at a time. Good to see you, Nigel. Safe travels home.
Maybe not. No passport.
Ciao, ciao.
I'll never see him again.
I've got to look for my passport now.
Ciao for now. All right, we've got loads more to come after the break. Stay with us, everybody. What a day it was in Milan. The Rossoneri to the top of the Serie A table after 5 match days. Welcome back, everybody. Just a reminder of what Milan have got coming up in their next fixtures in Serie A. Fiorentina, Pisa, Atalanta, Roma, all on the horizon. But how about the next big test coming next weekend, Matteo, against Juventus?
Oh, Mike's back. I think he had a little too much of that falafel a few hours ago.
He's doing a watch-along, bro.
Yeah, next Sunday is going to be absolutely brilliant. To get this treat after what we saw today, another big test for Milan. But now Milan go into this game, and I think a lot of people will be saying that they're the favorites. And I don't think we would have said that at the start of the season.
Yeah, these are low-key tough matches. Fiorentina doesn't have a win on the season. Pisa's caused problems even to Napoli. Roma have looked amazing. Atalanta, these are tough games. This is another good stretch of matches. I was saying to Matteo in the break just how lucky, and Nigel said it at the end, we're so lucky with this Serie A season. It's really impossible to predict so many results. You don't know really who's going to win. You don't know who's going to come out of the woodworks. You can't predict where they're going to drop points. The quality has gone to a higher level than I remember. And again, there might not be a back-to-back winner. First time in a while that I have doubts on an Antonio Conte side because they're conceding chances, because even with the midfield that they have, they're not creating as much as I was expecting, way too passive. And then even the reaction, the subs, I thought the subs were really poor from Napoli. When you're up 2-1, you take off McTominay, you take off Kevin De Bruyne, you take off Politano, all the guys that are getting you the service inside.
The two guys that came in were instantly impactful. Neres and Noah Lang were not the problem. They actually, a lot of people expected them to start.
Where was the cross to Luka? Where was one person crossing to the 8-foot tall Luka?
Neres nearly scored 2 goals. Did you not see the one that came off the post?
But Matteo,
the one that Manian had to make a save on? They were dribbling by people. Politano did well, but he was tired. Politano worked so hard off the ball.
You put in Luka to put a cross in. He didn't get one cross. So how does that make any sense?
They went direct for goal. No, look, Lang and Neres were not the problem here. That wasn't the issue. It was just a game where you're going against 10 people behind the ball, and we've seen so many games where a team is that deep, and you can have the best players in the world. Barcelona under Pep Guardiola had to go against teams that play like that, and sometimes they couldn't get the goal.
But they didn't push enough, Matteo. They were up a man. They
How did
scored
they not push enough? They had 80% possession.
They started the second half amazing, Napoli. They were doing the right thing. But after the goal, they took their foot off the pedal. Besides the last couple of minutes where they were shooting from long range, you take out McTominay. McTominay is the guy that scored you so many goals. You put in Elmas. I'm not specifically talking about Noah Lang or Neres. I get why you put them in, because they have the creativity, because they could do 1v1. You take out Kevin De Bruyne and you take out McTominay.
But Conte is looking at Champions League too. Like, these are the changes that you expect when a team's playing every 3 days.
You're up a man.
I get that, but he has trust in his bench. Neres and the other guy, Noah Lang, were expected to be starters. These aren't guys off the youth team. Did you see the impact they had? Were you guys interviewing influencers after the second half?
Matteo, I saw that Napoli was not able to
include me. I haven't said a word. Don't include me. I agree with you, actually. I agree with you. I thought
but that's not the issue.
I thought initially the subs were a little strange, but then they had a decent impact. Noah Lang was okay. I think the worry, though, comes from Marco, is that Kevin De Bruyne, who's, by the way, your leading goal scorer, so I'm not saying that he's affecting the team in a negative way, but you plop him into the team, that means that you have to move McTominay out of his position, right? And then he gets subbed out in this game, and then he has that bad reaction where he's like saying this and that. I don't know if it's to Antonio Conte or who, but last season, I don't think there was many players on this roster that would challenge Antonio Conte or challenge the sort of establishment.
It's a terrible thing, though, Grella. Yeah, okay, it's not great that they're having that on the sideline, but at least it's showing a bit of grit and how much he cares about this team.
Okay, that's one way you can look at it. I'm sure that's how they're going to move forward about it. Like, he's going to end up saying, yeah, you know, I'm sorry, I was emotional about it. I really care about the team. And Antonio Conte, I'm sure it's going to be fine. I'm sure it's nothing. But it asks you questions, because the midfield three of Napoli were the best in Serie A last season. They were physical, unbelievable. Now you add a player into there and it moves McTominay, who was the best player in the league, out of his natural position. That definitely changes the way you play your football.
So why do you take both of them off,
and they're conceding.
They were probably tired. McTominay had picked up a lot of goals during the game. These guys are playing every 3 games.
You think he's tired and he's that mad coming off? No, it's because he thought he could still impact the match.
These are the changes that Conte didn't have to make last season because they were playing once a week. Now that they're playing, look at the change he made to start the lineup. He took Sam Bokema out of the lineup, and Marianucci was instantly at fault. That's the decision that might have cost Napoli the game. Taking Bokema out, putting Marianucci, who was absolutely burned in the first play of the game when Pulisic went by him, and then he missed the sliding challenge. To me, that's the most impactful decision. I don't blame the guys who came on. I thought Napoli were fully in control. They just couldn't get past a team that...
You thought Luka was effective?
Luka didn't get the right ball. He didn't get the right ball.
Exactly, because you took off the guys that are going to give him the ball.
But they went direct for goal, something that the other guys didn't do.
To me, those 5 subs, they don't make sense for the game that it was.
But they're tired, guys. They're tired. They play every 3 games. These are the changes Conte has to make when you figure Champions League in 2-3 days. That's a really important game, too.
Yeah.
I don't think that's so much of an issue.
For me, he got it. For me, I don't say it very often. I don't say it very often with Antonio Conte. I think he reads games better than any coach in the world. But I think he massively got it wrong from the start, and I think he got the
Mike, have you seen this? Conte's son is having a go at him.
Oh, yeah.
What am I watching?
I did the watch along with him.
I say the truth.
It is a little crazy when we see Marco.
It's a little burn today for him. It's a little burn. He hasn't had this burn in a year and a half.
Napoli loses once. He's off the train.
No.
He's off the bandwagon.
Are you off?
What did I say?
He
said my prediction was that Napoli would not win.
Last year he said to me,
Milan was not going to lose this game.
Allegri will not go to a top club, he said to me. Allegri will not. Allegri's, and when he was at Juventus, Allegri's no good.
Nostradamus, who predicted Inter won the
now he's going Milan. Milan looked good today. Listen, he's got to call a spade a spade. He does a good job at that. And obviously,
this guy just lies about everything I said and then tries to give me a compliment. I never said Allegri won't go to the top team.
He's a little bit upset today. Yo, he was having a cup of coffee. He was like this. He was having a cup of coffee like this. He was shaking when Napoli's down 2-0. He was going like this. We had to calm him down. We said it's going to be okay. There's plenty of time.
So don't worry. They're still at the top of the table. They're still equal on points.
But guess what? No surprise. This Milan, no surprise that they won this game. Absolutely. With the changes that they had, you could see it. You can lose this game. It's just the way that they made the changes. And when you're playing with one extra man, I expect the team to go for it more.
He really is a son of Serie A, isn't he? Today has proved it.
He's the son of whoever will give him free swag. It was Roma, he had the Lupi sweatpants. He was a
I don't
Roma
know
fan
anything
back
Napoli, actually. Says the guy, yo, you've been promoting these guys on your Instagram all day.
You guys are all influencers. I got to step up. You're someone's dressing you, I think. I don't know from where. You guys are getting dressed by
Hasn't worked
Italian
then.
brands. I gotta join in, guys.
The church bin. Poppy.
You look very nice today. I'm glad
Thank
you
you.
brought your circus tie to go with your circus takes, Grella. It's all fun. All fun and games with you. So Napoli winning midweek against Sporting. Quick prediction on that before we say goodbye. Are we back on the Napoli train midweek? You did. You predicted them, yes. Grell, how do you see it going?
Maybe if Marco can text in the substitutions that Conte is supposed to make, then maybe they got a better chance.
Matteo?
They'll win. Napoli will win midweek.
They will.
Napoli will win at home.
Hopefully,
for sure.
Bergkamp gets back in the side too.
Yeah.
They have to have a big week, don't they? And Milan can kick back, relax until the
Your
next
Scudetto winners,
match
Poppy.
day. Juventus is on the horizon and nothing in between that. That is all we've got time for today, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for Matchday 5 in Serie A from Turin to Milan. It has delivered big results, big goals, with 3 teams tied at the very top while the others still in search of their first 3 points. We'll see you soon, everybody. Ciao for now.
Coming up on Scoreline, after Liverpool's loss to Crystal Palace, Arsenal with an opportunity to make up ground towards the top of the table with a difficult trip to Newcastle. Plus, a massive matchup in Serie A as Milan were hosting the champions, while Napoli were hoping to keep their 100% record. And in La Liga, Lamine Yamal is back for Barcelona as they look to take advantage of Real Madrid dropping points in the derby. That and more coming up. Welcome in to Scoreline alongside Ian Joy. I'm Stefano Fusaro. Another drama-filled day, another Sunday that we're kind of left with our mouths wide open at just the amount of sheer results that are shocking and drama late on in matches.
Drama, goals, referee decisions, video review. We got a lot to discuss because the stories are at no end when it comes to a day like today. It's been a wild day today.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's get straight to the action because Barcelona had a massive opportunity after Real Madrid dropped those points in the derby as they get 5 put on them by Atletico Madrid. They were in action and this guy was back. Lamine Yamal back after suffering an injury that kept him out for quite some time. He was on the bench, but it was Real Sociedad that get the first goal.
Yeah, Odriozola gets the goal, the 29-year-old with his first goal for Sociedad. Former Real Madrid, I'm sure that feels good for him. Great goal, great build-up play, but in a chair with a beautiful cross, great goal.
But then Barcelona would start launching their attack. Got a chance here in the 30